fans of Examsnet, welcome to the question series of Examsnet. I hope this series of detailed explanation is helping you a lot. Let's start this session here. In this session, we are going to solve the paper for JEE Mains 29th June Shift 1. This paper consists of 30 questions of mathematics. So let us solve them. The first question here is, the probability that a randomly chosen 2 cross 2 matrix with all the entries from the set of first n primes is singular is equal to. So for this question, we have to find the probability of choosing a 2 cross 2 matrix. What do you understand by 2 cross 2 matrix? Let us consider a matrix here, that is A, B, C and D. A matrix is said to be 2 cross 2 when it have 2 columns and 2 rows. So in this matrix, you can see that there are 2 columns. These are the columns. And there are 2 rows. So this matrix is said to be a 2 cross 2 matrix. All right. So we have to find the probability of choosing such a 2 cross 2 matrix, and it should have all the entries from the set of first n primes. First n prime means first n prime numbers. Okay. So the entries inside this matrix should be only the first n prime numbers. And also there is a condition given here that the matrix is singular. Now, what do you think is a singular matrix? In simple words, a matrix is a singular matrix if its determinant is equal to 0. Let us consider if A is a singular matrix, then determinant of A will be equal to 0. Okay. So we have to find such a 2 cross 2 matrix whose determinant should be also equal to 0 and whose entries should be only the first in prime numbers. So here we can use hit and trial method too. In that method, what we have to do is we have to first write all the first n prime numbers, and then one by one we have to keep the values here in the 2 cross 2 matrix, and then we have to check whether the determinant is 0 or not. But it will be a very lengthy process, right? So let us use some common sense here. Let us just imagine what are the possible chances that the determinant becomes 0. Okay, means what are the possible numbers of singular matrix so that it becomes 0. So let us see the cases first. First case will be when all the entries are same. Now, what do you mean by all the entries are same? See, in 2 cross 2 matrix, we have 4 different elements, that is A, B, C and D. If all entries will be same, then we will have a single element, which will be A and A. Here all the entries are same. So let us see that in this case, whether the determinant is 0 or not. Okay, determinant means A into A, that is A square, minus A into A, minus A square. So A square minus A square is 0. So in this case, the determinant is 0. So the first case in which the matrix is singular and all the entries are prime numbers is all entries are same. Okay. Now let us talk about another case. What do you think can be the another case here? Second case can be when only 2 prime numbers are used. See, in the first case, we have used a single number, that is A and A. Now, second case can be when only 2 prime numbers are used. Let us consider a matrix here, A, B and B. So here you can see that 2 different numbers are used, that is A and B. So now let us see whether its determinant is equal to 0 or not. Again, determinant will be AB minus AB. So here AB minus AB will be 0. So in this case also, the matrix will be singular and the entries are prime numbers. Okay. Remember that we have to take all the entries from first 10 primes only. So these are the 2 possible cases when the matrix will be 2 cross 2 and it will be singular. So now let us write the number of singular matrix. Total number of singular matrix will be, first case is when all entries are same, right? Plus, second case is when only two prime numbers are used. So, when only two prime numbers are used. So, the first case is all entries are same. You can see that if all the entries are same, then there is a possibility of writing a number one time, and total we have 10 numbers. In the question it is given that the set of first 10 primes means we have the set of first 10 prime numbers. Okay. So here in how many ways we can fill this A? It can be filled in 10 ways because we have 10 different digits. Okay. So number of singular matrix when all the entries are same will be 10. Plus, when only two prime numbers are used. See, if two prime numbers are used, then you can see that for the first element, that is A, we have 10 possible chances because we have 10 different prime numbers. So for first position, which is A, we will have 10 different ways. Then think about it that out of 10, if one digit is already placed here in the place of A, then the remaining are 9 digits. So the ways of writing B is 9. Okay. So it will be 10 multiplied by 9. Now, in second case, there will be two possible chances. See, the first chance is A, B, B. But here we can swap the values also. Okay. Means it can be written as B, B, A, A. It will also have the determinant equal to 0. Let us check it. See, for this we already know that AB minus AB. It is equal to 0. Now for this, BA minus BA. Again, it is equal to 0. So you can see that we can swap the values here, right? So there are two possible ways when we have two prime numbers. So it will be multiplied with 2 again. Okay. I hope this condition is clear to you. For the first part, which is when all the entries are same. If all the entries will be same, then we have 10 possible chances to write a number. Okay, because we have 10 different prime numbers. So first digit is 10. Then when only two prime numbers are used. So again, if two prime numbers are used, then for the first prime number, which is A, we have 10 possible ways to write a digit, right? So plus 10. Then if from 10 possible prime numbers, if one prime number is already placed in the first position, which is A, then the remaining ways are 9. Okay. So ways of writing B will be 9. And it is multiplied by 2 because we can swap the values also. So there are two possible ways to write this matrix. Okay. That is why we have multiplied it with 2 here. So now it will be 10 plus 10 into 9 into 2 will be 190 into 2, right? So 9 into 2 is 18 and 18 into 10 is 180. Okay. So it will be 10 plus 180 is 190. Now this is the number of singular matrix. Okay. Means this is the number of favorable outcomes. But to find the probability, we also need the total sample space. Okay. So let us calculate the total sample space. What do you think must be the total sample space for this question? See, we have to consider a 2 cross 2 matrix, okay, which consists of 4 different elements. Now you can see that we have total 10 prime numbers, okay. So if we take first element A, then there are 10 possible ways to write it. Then if we take B, again there are 10 possible ways. If we take C, again there are 10 possible ways. And if we take D, again there are 10 possible ways to write this digit. Okay. So total possible ways are 10 into 10 into 10 into 10, which is equal to 10 to the power 4. Okay. Each 10 is for each digit, that is A, B, C, and D. Okay, because we can take any digit first, right? So every digit will have 10 possible ways, or every element will have 10 possible ways that a prime number will be placed in it. So total sample space here is 10 to the power 4. Now we have to find the probability. Okay. So probability will be the number of singular matrix divided by total sample space. All right. Now, what is the number of singular matrix? We have already calculated it. It is 190. What is the total sample space? It is 10 to the power 4. So it will be 190 divided by 10 into 10 into 10 into 10. Okay. 10 will be cancelled here. So it will be equals to 19 divided by 10 into 10 into 10 is 10 cube. So this is the final probability of selecting a 2 cross 2 matrix that have all the entries from the set of first in prime numbers. And this matrix is singular matrix. Okay. So for this question, the correct answer is 19 divided by 10 cube. Now let us check the options. Out of all the options, option C is the correct option for this question. I hope you are clear with this question. All you have to do is you have to understand the basic concepts and all the cases that will be required here. Then you can easily solve this question. All right. I hope you are clear with it. Next question is, let the solution curve of the differential equation x into dy by dx minus y is equal to under root of y square plus 16x square and y of 1 is equal to 3, b y is equal to y of x, then y of 2 is equal to. So for this question, we have to find the value of y of 2. It is a very interesting question. Here a solution curve of the differential equation is given. So firstly, let us write the values that is given in this question. It is given that y of 1 is equal to 3 is in the form y is equal to y of x. And also the solution curve of the differential equation is given, which is x into dy by dx minus y is equal to under root of y square plus 16 x square. So what do you think must be the basic concept behind this question? The concept is related to a homogeneous differential equation. What is a homogeneous differential equation? Two different equations are homogeneous differential equations if both have the same degree. Now let us understand this fact. All right. So the given expression is x into dy by dx minus y is equal to under root of y square plus 16 x square. The first step that we have to do is we have to find the value of dy by dx from this given expression. So firstly, taking this y on the right hand side, we get x into dy upon dx is equals to y plus under root of y square plus 16 x square. All right. Since here the sign for y is negative, so when it will go to the right hand side, it will be positive. Now we only need the value for dy by dx, and you can see that x is present here. So x will also go to the right hand side, and x is in multiplication form. So when it will go to the right hand side, it will be divided. All right. So we have to divide x with each and every term. We have three different terms here. So first term is y by x plus under root of y square. Okay, since we have to divide this by x, so it will be y by x whole square, right? Plus now 16x square. You can see that in under root we have x square. So when we take x square outside from this under root, it will be equals to x, right? So from this term, taking x square outside, so we get x, and this will be also divided by the x here. So it is divided by x. So x and x will be cancelled. Now the remaining number here is 16. So it will be 16. All right. Now why we have done this step? Just to make it in the form of square. You can see that here there is y by x square and here there is 16. Now, which number is squared to get 16? We know that square of 4 is 16. So in order to make it in the form of square, we have taken x square common from the last term, and when x square is taken outside from the square root, it will be x and it will be divided by x. So x and x will be cancelled. So the remaining terms are dy by dx is equal to y by x plus under root of y by x square plus 16. Now, we can see that it is a homogeneous differential equation. As I told you, two equations are homogeneous if the degree is same. Now, what is the degree? Degree is the highest power of the derivative. Okay. Now, what is the derivative? Here, you can see that the highest derivative is dy by dx and its power is 1. Degree is the power of highest derivative. And also the expression which was given in the question, here also the highest derivative is dy by dx and the power of dy by dx is 1. Since the degree is same, so we can say that it is a homogeneous differential equation. All right. Now we have to let a value. We have to let y by x is equal to v. All right. Now, if y by x is equal to v, then from this expression, y will be equals to v into x. All right. Now, what we have to do is we have to differentiate both the sides with respect to x. So, differentiating both the sides with respect to x. See, left hand side is y. So, d by dx of y. All right. In the right hand side, you can see that there are two variables which are in the product form. So, to differentiate right hand side, firstly, we need to know the basic formula that we have to use here. And the formula is d by dx of u into v is equal to u into d by dx of v plus v into d by dx of u. Okay. So here v is considered as first and x is considered as second. Okay. And according to the formula, u is considered as first function and v is considered as second function. So the formula is first into d by dx of second plus second into d by dx of first. Okay. So applying this formula, what is first value? First value is v. V into d by dx of second. Second term is x. So d by dx of x plus second into d by dx of first. Now what is second term here? It is x. So x into d by dx of first. What is first term? First term is v. So on further solving, it will be dy by dx is equals to v into, see, dx upon dx will be 1. All right. So it will be v into 1 plus x into d by dx of v is dv by dx. So the expression is dy by dx is equal to v plus x into dv by dx. On differentiating both the sides with respect to x, this is the required expression. Now what we have to do is we have to substitute the value of dy by dx here. Okay. So substituting the value of dy by dx. What is the value of dy by dx? You can see that the value of dy by dx is y by x plus under root of y by x square plus 16. Okay. So here it will be equals to v plus x into dv upon dx. See, this is the right hand side, but we have taken it on the left side. Okay. This will be equal to dy by dx. We have seen what is the value of dy by dx. The value of dy by dx is y by x plus under root of y by x square plus 16. All right. But do you know what is y by x? We have assumed y by x is equal to v. So left hand side will be v plus x into dv upon dx is equal to y by x. Y by x is equal to v. We have assumed it. All right. So it will be v plus under root of y by x square. It means under root of v square plus 16. Now you can see that this given expression consists of two different variables. First variable is v and second variable is x. All right. So what we have to do is we have to separate both the variables. Means we have to take the variables of v on one side and we have to take the variables of x on another side. So firstly, x into dv upon dx will be equals to v plus under root of v square plus 16 minus v. We have taken this particular v to the right hand side. Since here it is positive, so when it will go to the right hand side, it will be negative. Now plus v and minus v will be cancelled. So the remaining terms are x into dv upon dx is equal to under root of v square plus 16. All right. Remember that we have to separate the variables here. Okay. That is taking the variables of v on one side and taking the variables of x on another side. So here you can see that we have x into dv upon dx. This dx should go to the right hand side. Okay. Since it is in divide here, so when it will go to the right hand side, it will be multiplied. So in the right hand side, we have under root of v square plus 16 into dx. Okay. This dx is now gone to the right hand side. Remember that we have to take the terms of v on one side. So what are the terms of v? dv and under root of v square plus 16. All right. So dv upon under root of v square plus 16 will be equal to dx upon x. All right. Since x is in multiplication, so when it will go to the right hand side, it will be divided. And since under root of v square plus 16 is also in the multiplication, so when it will go to the left hand side, it will be also in the division form. So you can see that now both the variables are separated. On left hand side, we have the variables for v, and on right hand side, we have the variables for x. Now what we have to do is we have to integrate both the sides with respect to x. All right. So integrating both sides. Now on applying the integration sign, it will be integral of dv upon under root of v square plus 16 is equal to integral of dx upon x. Now, before moving further, we should know the basic formula for integration that we have to use here. All right. So the formulas are integral of dx upon x is equals to log x plus c. All right. Here c is a constant. And another formula that we have to use here is integral of dx upon under root of x square plus a square. It is always equals to log of mod of x plus under root of x square plus a square plus c. All right. So these are the two basic formulas that we have to use for this question. But remember that don't get confused here. Generally, students get confused here in the left hand side. They think that this is the formula for tan inverse x. But to be very careful, let us first see the formula. What is integral of dx upon 1 plus x square. This is equals to tan inverse x plus c. But here you can see that the expression consists of under root. So don't get confused. This is not the formula for tan inverse x. Okay, we have to use the formula which is equal to log of x plus under root of x square plus a square. All right. So using both these formulas here, when we integrate left hand side, it is in the same form of dx upon under root of x square plus a square. Okay. So v square is equal to x square and a square is equal to 16, right? So this will be equals to log of x. What is x? See here you can see that v square is equal to x square. So x will be equals to v. All right. So it is v plus. Now under root of x square plus a square. We know that it is in the form of x square plus a square. X square is v square plus a square is 16. All right. Plus c. Now this will be equals to integral of dx upon x. What is integral of dx upon x? It is log x plus c. Now you can see that in both the terms we have log. All right. So what is log x plus c here? Log x plus c will be log x plus log c, right? We have to multiply this log on both the terms. And the left hand side is log v plus under root of v square plus 16 plus c. All right. Now there is one more formula that we have to use here. And the formula is log a plus log b is equals to log a into b. All right. Here in the place of a we have x and in the place of b we have c. So using this formula, we get log of v plus under root of v square plus 16 plus c is equal to log a plus log b. You can see that it is in the same form. So it will be log a into b. Here a is x and b is c. So it will be log x into c. All right. So this log and log will be cancelled from both the sides. Now what are the remaining terms? Remaining terms are v plus under root of v square plus 16. It is equals to c into x. All right. Now, after integrating, this is the value. Now, what we have to do is we have to substitute the value of v here. Okay. So, putting the value of v. What is the value of v again? We can see that we have assumed y by x is equal to v. So, v is equal to y by x. All right. So v means y by x plus under root of v square. Under root of v square means y by x square plus 16. It is equal to c into x. All right. Now we have to focus on one part which is given in the question. Okay. In the question, it is given that y of 1 is equal to 3 is in the form of y is equal to y of x. All right. Now let us solve this equation here first. Y by x will be as it is plus y by x square means under root of y square upon x square plus 16. It is equal to c into x. All right. Now what we have to do is we have to take the LCM here. So first term will be as it is, which is y by x plus. When we take the LCM, it is x square. Numerator will be y square plus 16 into x square, right? Because here there is 1. So 1 into x square, it means that 16 into x square. This is equal to cx, right? Now y by x plus, again taking this x square outside from the root. What we have? We have x. Since it is in the denominator, so we have 1 by x into under root of y square plus 16 x square. It is equal to c into x. Remember that when we take x square outside from the under root, it will be equal to x. Okay. So we have y divided by x plus 1 by x. All right. Into y square plus 16x square. Now this is equal to c into x. Okay. What is c? C is just a constant. All right. And remember, we have to find the value of c here. Okay. So when we take LCM again here, what will be the LCM? LCM will be x into x, which is x square. Okay. So the remaining terms will be y plus under root of y square plus 16x square divided by x into x. Okay. What is x into x? It is x square. So this will be equal to cx, right? Now, taking this on the right hand side. So we have y plus under root of y square plus 16x square. It is equal to cx square. All right. Let this be equation number 1. Now let us focus on the part that is given in the question. What is given to us? It is given that y of 1 is equal to 3 is in the form of y is equal to y of x. Okay. So when we compare both these values, first value is y of 1 is equal to 3 and second value is y of x is equal to y. On comparing both these values, here x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 3. It means that when we have x is equal to 1, we get y is equal to 3. Okay. What is x? X is the value that is present in the bracket here. Okay. Y of 1 is equal to y of x. It means that x is equal to 1. Right. And here when we compare right hand side, y will be equals to 3 because it is given in the question that both these forms are equal and same. So it implies that when x is equal to 1, we get y is equal to 3. All right. It means that we have two values. X is equal to 1 and y is equal to 3. So now what we have to do is we have to substitute this value in equation number 1. What are the values again? X is 1 and y is 3. So putting x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 3 as it is given in the question. In equation number 1, so let us substitute this value. What is the value of y? Y is 3. 3 plus under root of 3 square. 3 square is 9 plus 16 into x square. X is 1. So 1 square is 1 only. It is equal to c into x square. What is x? Again 1. So 1 square is 1. All right. So it will be 3 plus under root of 9 plus 16 is 25 is equal to c. Okay. Now what is under root of 25? It is 5. So this is equal to c. So we get c is equal to 3 plus 5, which is 8. Okay. So we have the value of c now. Now we can find the exact value for the solution of the equation. Okay. Means we have to put this value of c again in equation number 1. So putting the value of c in equation number 1. What is equation number 1 again? It is y plus under root of y square plus 16x square is equal to cx square. So put the value of c, it will be y plus under root of y square plus 16x square is equal to c into x square. What is c? C is 8. So 8 into x square. All right. Now this is the required equation for the solution. Now in this question we have to find y of 2. Now, what does y of 2 implies? We know that y of 1 is equal to 3 is in the form of y of x is equal to y. Okay. Now, y of 2 means y of x. It means that when x is equal to 2. Okay. This implies y of x. So, the value of x is 2. So, we have to find when x is 2, what will be the value of y. I hope now the concept is clear to you. Okay. So we have to find the value of y when x is equal to 2. All right. So putting x is equal to 2 in this given equation. What is the equation again? Y plus under root of y square plus 16 into x square is equal to 8 into x square. We have to put x is equal to 2. So y plus under root of y square plus 16 into x square. What is the value of x? X is 2. So x square means 2 square. 2 square is 4. So 16 into 4 is equal to 8 into x square. Again, x square will be 2 square. So 8 into 4. All right. So it will be y plus under root of y square plus 16 into 4 is equal to 8 into 4 is 32. Okay. So when we solve it further, it will be y plus c. When we take y square outside from this under root, what we get outside? Under root of y square will be always equals to y. So it will be y. Okay. Then we have in under root 16 into 4. So what is 16 into 4? It is 64. Okay. This is equal to 32. Again, under root of 64 will be equal to 8 because we know that 8 square is 64. All right. So it will be y plus 8. This is equal to 32. Okay. So from here we get the value of y. What will be the value of y? Y will be equals to 15. All right. So now we have the value of y when x is equal to 2. Okay. So we can say that y of 2 is equal to 15. All right. So now I hope the question is clear to you. Okay. When x is equal to 2, y will be equals to 15. All right. So for this question, the correct answer is 15. So the correct option will be option A, that is 15. I hope you are clear with this question. Next question is, if the mirror image of the point 2, 4 and 7 in the plane 3x minus y plus 4z is equal to 2 is A, B and C, then 2a plus b plus 2c is equal to. So for this question, we have to find the value for the given expression, that is 2a plus b plus 2c. And two different points are given here. And it is given that both these points are mirror image of each other. And a plane is given which is 3x minus y plus 4z is equal to 2. So what do you think must be the basic concept behind this question? The basic concept is the mirror image of the point Considering the points as x1, y1 and z1 in the plane ax plus by plus cz is equal to d is always given as x minus x1 upon a is equal to y minus y1 upon b is equal to z minus z1 upon c, and it is equals to minus 2 into ax1 plus by1 plus cz1 minus d divided by a square plus b square plus c square. So this is the basic concept or the basic formula that we have to use for this question. In the given question, we can see that the mirror image of the point is given, which is 2, 4, 7. And a plane is given here, which is 3x minus y plus 4z is equal to 2. Another point is given, which is a, b and c. So first let us talk about the mirror image of the point. So if 2, 4, 7 and a, b and c are the mirror image of each other, then it is above the plane, right? As it is given in the equation. So the direction ratios of both these points should be equal to the direction ratio of normal of this plane. See, what is the direction ratios of both these points? It will be a minus 2, b minus 4 and c minus 7. Okay, so that is why we have to use this formula, which is x minus x1 upon a, y minus y1 upon b and z minus z1 upon c. And all these three terms are equal. Here we have to consider this point as x1, y1 and z1. And this points will be x, y and z. Okay, it means that x will be equal to a, y will be equal to b and z will be equal to c. So first let us write both the points that are given in the question. Here the given point is 2, 4, 7. And the equation of the plane that is given to us is 3x minus y plus 4z is equal to 2. All right. So comparing it with the standard equation of plane, what is standard equation of plane? It is ax plus by plus cz is equal to d. When we compare both this equation, we get a is equal to 3, right? What is a? A is the coefficient of x. Similarly, b is the coefficient of y. So b is equal to minus 1. And c is the coefficient of z. So c will be equals to 4 and d is equal to 2. So now we have the values for a, b, c and d. All we have to do is we have to use the basic formula, that is x minus x1 upon a is equal to y minus y1 upon b is equal to z minus z1 upon c is equals to minus 2 into ax1 plus by1 plus cz1 minus d divided by a square plus b square plus c square. All right. So now let us use it. We know that this is the value of x1, y1 and z1. And another point is given a, b and c. So we have considered it as x, y and z. So now putting all the values in the given formula. First part is x minus x1 upon a. The value of x is a. A minus x1. The value of x1 is 2 divided by a. This will be equals to y minus y1. The value of y is b. B minus y1. Y1 is 4 divided by b is equal to z minus z1. So it will be c minus 7 divided by c. Now this particular value is the direction ratios between the points 2, 4, 7 and a, b, c. As I told you that if both these points are mirror image of each other, then the direction ratios of both these points will be equal to the direction ratio of normal of the plane. So let us calculate the direction ratio of the normal of the given plane. So it will be minus 2 into ax1 plus by1 plus cz1 minus d divided by a square plus b square plus c square. So putting the values here, ax1, what is a? A is 3 and x1 is 2. So 3 into 2 plus by1. What is b? B is -1. So -1 into y1. Y1 is 4 plus cz1. The value of c is 4 and z1 is 7 minus d. D is 2 divided by a square plus b square plus c square. So a square means 3 square, b square means -1 square, and c square means 4 square. All right. We have substituted all the values here. Now we know that for the given point, that is 2, 4, and 7, and A, B, and C. So for this point, A is equal to X, B is equal to Y, and C is equal to Z. Okay. So here A minus 2. A means X minus 2 divided by A. For the denominator, we have to use the values. That is A is equal to 3, B is equal to -1, and C is equal to 4. So this will be X minus 2 divided by 3 is equal to B minus 4. B is Y. So Y minus 4 divided by -1. It is equal to C minus 7. What is C? C is Z. So Z minus 7 divided by, here the value of C is 4. So this will be equals to -2 into 3 into 2 is 6. -1 into 4 is -4. Plus 7 into 4 is 28 minus 2. Divided by 3 square is 9. Minus 1 square is 1 and 4 square is 16. So now we have the values as x minus 2 divided by 3 is equal to y minus 4 divided by -1 is equal to z minus 7 divided by 4 is equals to -2 into 6 minus 4. 6 minus 4 is 2. 2 plus 28 is 30. And 30 minus 2 will be 28, right? And the denominator will be 9 plus 1, 10. 10 plus 16 is 26. Since here there is -2, so -2 multiplied by 28 divided by 9 plus 1 plus 16 is 26, right? So this will be cancelled. So it will be equals to -28 upon 13. Now we know that all these three terms are equal to -28 upon 13. So when we equate the first term, that is x minus 2 divided by 3 will be equals to -28 upon 13. Then we get the value of x, right? So let us calculate it. Here we have to cross multiply. Cross multiply means x minus 2 will be multiplied with 13 and 3 will be multiplied with minus of 28. So x minus 2 into 13 will be equals to 3 into minus of 28, right? So 13x minus 26. See, we have to multiply 13 with x, then we have to multiply 13 with -2. All right. Now we have to calculate the value for 3 into minus of 28. So it will be minus of 84. All right. Now 13x will be equals to minus of 84 plus 26. Since this 26 was of negative sign, so when it will go to the right hand side, it will be positive. So 13x will be equals to minus 84 plus 26. So it will be minus of 58. So the value of x will be minus of 58 upon 13. All right. Similarly, when we equate the second part, what is second part? Y minus 4 divided by -1 is equals to minus 28 upon 13. Okay. So y minus 4 divided by -1 will be equals to minus 28 upon 13. Again, we have to cross multiply here, right? So 13 into y minus 4 will be equals to -1 into minus 28. So 13y minus 13 into 4. It is 52, right? It will be equals to -1 into minus 28 plus 28. So 13y will be equals to 28 plus 52. In the left hand side, you can see that 52 was in negative sign. So when it will go to the right hand side, it will be positive. All right. So 13y will be equals to 80. So y will be equals to 80 divided by 13. Okay. So now we have the value for x and y. Similarly, we have to calculate the value for z. So we will equate the last term, which is z minus 7 upon 4. Okay. So now z minus 7 upon 4 will be equals to minus 28 upon 13. Again, cross multiplying the values. 13 into z minus 7 will be equals to 4 into minus 28. So 13 into z will be 13z minus 13 into 7. It is 91. It will be equal to 4 into minus 28. So 4 into minus 28 is minus 112. All right. Now 13z will be equals to minus 112 plus 91. Now further we have to simplify this value. All right. So 13z will be equals to minus of 21. So z will be equals to minus 21 upon 13. Now we have the values for x, y and z. But do you remember that x, y and z are equal to a, b and c? It means that the value of x is equals to a, the value of y is equals to b and the value of z is equals to c. So it means that a is equal to minus 58 upon 13, b is equal to 80 upon 13 and c is equal to minus 21 upon 13. All right. Now, for this question, we have to find the value for an expression that is 2a plus b plus 2c. All right. Since we have the value of a, b and c, we can find the value of 2a plus b plus 2c. All we have to do is we have to substitute the value here. So 2a means 2 into a. What is the value of a? A is minus 58 upon 13 plus b. B is 80 upon 13 plus 2c. 2c means 2 into c. The value of c is minus 21 upon 13. All right. So this will be equals to minus 116 divided by 13 plus 80 divided by 13 minus 2 into 21 is 42 divided by 13. LCM is same here, which is the denominator, right? So it will be minus 116 plus 80 minus 42 divided by 13. Now minus 116 plus 80 minus 42 is minus 78 upon 13. Okay. This will be cancelled by the table of 13. 13 into 6 is 78. Since there is negative sign, so it will be minus 6. So this is the required value for the given expression, that is 2a plus b plus 2c. Therefore, for this question, the correct answer will be minus 6. Now let us check the options. Out of all the options, the correct option is option C here, which is minus 6. I hope you are clear with this question. In this type of question, all you have to remember is the concept that what is the standard equation of plane and how we have to calculate the direction ratios of two different points that are mirror image of each other. All right. So for this question, the main concept you have to remember is this. I hope you are clear with it. Next question is, let f such that r to r be a function defined by f of x is equal to maximum of t cube minus 3t when x is less than equals to 2 and t is less than equals to x. F of x is equal to x square plus 2x minus 6 when x lies between 2 and 3. F of x is equal to x minus 3 plus 9 where x lies between 3 and 5. And f of x is equal to 2x plus 1 when x is greater than 5, where t in the bracket is the greatest integer less than or equal to t. Let m be the number of points where f is not differentiable and I is equals to integral of minus 2 to plus 2 f of x dx. Then the ordered pair m comma I is equal to. So for this question, we have to find the ordered pair which is m comma I. Here the I is the integration part that we have to solve, all right? And m is the number of points where the function f is not differentiable. So firstly, let us focus on the given function here. You can see that this t represents the greatest integer function. It means that we have two different functions which represents greatest integer, all right? First function is maximum of t cube minus 3t. And the range is x is less than equals to 2. So the basic thing that you have to remember here is whenever we have a function that is a greatest integer function, then it will be divided into different parts according to the range given. All right. So firstly, let us break this function into different parts since it is a greatest integer function. So f of x will be equals to x cube minus 3x. Now when function will be x cube minus 3x, when the range will be x is less than or equals to minus 1. All right. And f of x will be equals to 2 when the range is x lies between minus 1 and 2. So here you can see that we have splitted the range from x is less than or equals to minus 1 and x lies between minus 1 and 2. All right. So we have divided this function into two parts. Now talking about the next function. Next function is x square plus 2x minus 6. This is not a greatest integer function. Okay. So it will remain as it is. So f of x will be x square plus 2x minus 6. And this function exists when x lies between 2 and 3. All right. Next is when x lies between 3 and 5. And here the function is greatest integer function. Because this bracket here represents the greatest integer less than or equal to the given value here. All right. So here x minus 3 is the greatest integer. So this function will again divide it into different parts according to the range. You can see the range here is x lies between 3 and 5. Okay. So here what we can do is we can split these values. We can split it in two parts. First will be when x lies between 3 and 4 and second will be when x lies between 4 and 5. So we have to split it in two parts, that is 3 to 4 and 4 to 5. So when x lies between 3 to 4, then the function will be, see, here it is x minus 3 plus 9. Okay. So when x is equal to 3, then what will be the value? It is x minus 3 plus 9. So when we put x is equal to 3 here, it will be 3 minus 3 plus 9. Okay. So it will be 0 plus 9, that is 9. So when x lies between 3 and 4 and when x is equal to 3, then the value of the function is 9. Similarly, when x will be equals to 4 here. All right. So what will be the value? So when x will be equal to 4, it will be 4 minus 3 plus 9. So it will be 1 plus 9, that is equals to 10. So the function is equals to 10 when x is 4. Now talking about when x is equal to 5. Okay. So for x is equal to 5 also the function is x minus 3 plus 9. All right. So let us check it. What is the value at x is equal to 5? When x will be equal to 5, this function will be 5 minus 3 plus 9. Okay, we are talking about the function x minus 3 plus 9 here. So it will be 5 minus 3 is 2, 2 plus 9 is 11. So the value will be 11. And the last condition is when x is greater than 5. So when x is greater than 5, the given function is 2x plus 1. Since it is not a greatest integer function, so it will remain as it is. So now you can see that this is the exact function after we have splitted the greatest integer function into different parts. All right. So now what we have to do is we have to find the value of m and I. What is m? M is the number of points where f is not differentiable. See, we have 4 different points here, which is 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. So we have 4 different values of x. We have to check that whether this values applies for the differentiability or not. Means whether these points are the points at which the function is differentiable. Okay. So let us check it one by one. See, starting with 3. Okay. When x is equal to 3, so the value of the function is 9. Okay. And since we have to find whether the function is differentiable or not, then we have to calculate the left-hand derivative and the right-hand derivative, right? So for the left-hand derivative, we first need to find the derivative of the function when x is less than 3. Okay. So what is the function when x is less than 3? Let us check it. See, when x is less than 3, then the function is x square plus 2x minus 6. So what will be its derivative? Its derivative will be 2x plus 2. All right. Now this is f dash x. Okay. Because it is a derivative. Now we have to find f dash 3 minus. Why? Because it is the left hand derivative. It means that we have to put minus 3 in place of x. So 2 into minus 3 plus 2. So it will be minus 6 plus 2. So it is equal to minus 4. All right. So this is the value of left hand derivative. Now, when x will be greater than 3, means when x is plus 3, then you can see that the value of the function is 9 here. So for this also we have to find f dash x. The value of the function is 9. So its derivative will be 0 because it is a constant. So here the right hand derivative will be also equal to 0. You can see that for the value 3, left hand derivative is not equal to right hand derivative. It means that at point 3 the function is not differentiable. Okay. Now let us consider the next point. What is the next point? Next point is 4. So at 4, you can see that when we have x less than 4, then the value of the function is 9. When we have x greater than or equal to 4, then the value of the function is 10. Here, both the values are different. All right. It means that the function is not continuous. And if the function is not continuous, it cannot be differentiable. So at 4 also, this given function is not differentiable. Now considering 5, okay, you can see that for 5 also, different conditions are given here. All right. It is when x is less than 5, the value of the function is again 10. When x is equal to 5, the value of the function is 11. And when x is greater than 5, the value of the function is 2x plus 1. It means that there are 3 different values. It means that this function is also not differentiable. Okay. So at 0.5, the function is not differentiable. Now talking about the last point, which is 2. So you can see that for 2, when x is less than 2, the value of the function is 2. All right. So here what will be the derivative? We have f of x is equal to 2. So f dash x will be equal to 0, right? It means that the value of left hand derivative for 2 will be 0. Okay. So f dash 2 minus will be 0. It is the left hand derivative. That is why it is 2 minus. Now let us talk about the right hand derivative when we have the value of x greater than 2. Okay. So when x is greater than 2, the function is x square plus 2x minus 6. All right. So the function is x square plus 2x minus 6. If we take its derivative, so it will be 2x plus 2. Okay, now we have to find f of 2 plus. It means that we have to put 2 in the place of x. So when we put 2 in the place of x, it will be 2 into 2 plus 2. So it will be 4 plus 2, which gives 6. It is very clear that f dash 2 minus is not equal to f dash 2 plus. That is, left hand derivative is not equal to right hand derivative. So at point 2 also the given function is not differentiable. So the total number of points at which the function is not differentiable is 4, right? The 4 points are 2, 3, 4 and 5. So the value of m will be 4. Again, what is m? M is the number of points where f is not differentiable. Okay. So the first value is 4. Now we have to calculate the value of I. So let us write I first. It is given here. Okay. So I is equals to integral of minus 2 to plus 2 f of x dx. All right. Now let us check the values from minus 2 to plus 2. When x is less than 2, the value is 2. Okay. And when x is greater than 2, the value of the function is x square plus 2x minus 6. You can see here, there are 2 different values. Okay. It means that we have to split the given limits. Okay. The given limits are minus 2 to plus 2. So we can split in 2 parts. Okay. The first limit will be minus 2 to minus 1 and the second limit will be minus 1 to plus 2. All right. So when we split it, this will be equals to integral of minus 2 to minus 1. And now when the limits are minus 2 to minus 1, then the function is x cube minus 3x here, right? So it will be x cube minus 3x dx. Okay. Then about the second part, what is the second part? The limits are from minus 1 to 2. So integral of -1 to 2. Now let us check what is the value at x is less than 2 and when x lies between -1 and 2. So the value is 2 here. All right. So it will be 2 and dx. Now what we have to do is we have to just integrate this value and find the value of I. Okay. So it will be integral of x cube minus 3x. See, for this we have to use a formula which is integral of x to the power n. Okay, what is integral of x to the power n? It is x to the power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. So here integral of x cube will be x to the power 3 plus 1, that is 4 divided by 3 plus 1. So x to the power 4 upon 4 minus. Okay, now 3 is a constant, so it will be outside. Now integral of x to the power 1. Okay, so it will be x square divided by 2 by using this formula. Now here the limits are -2 to -1 plus the second part. In the second part you can see that 2 will come outside. All right. So integral of dx is always x, right? And the limits are 2 and -1. So now after putting the limits and further solving it, this will be equals to 27 upon 4. All right. So the value of I is 27 upon 4. Okay. So we have the value of another term, that is I, it is 27 divided by 4. So the ordered pair m comma I will be 4 comma 27 upon 4. Okay, what is m? M is the number of points where f is not differentiable, and the total number of points where the function is not differentiable is 4. And the value of the integration part is 27 upon 4. So for this question, the correct option is option number C here. I hope you are clear with this question. Next question is, let A vector is equal to alpha I cap plus 3j cap minus k cap. B vector is equal to 3i cap minus beta j cap plus 4k cap. And C vector is equal to I cap plus 2j cap minus 2k cap, where alpha and beta belongs to R. Be 3 vectors. If the projection of A vector on C vector is 10 by 3 and B vector cross product C vector is equal to minus 6i cap plus 10j cap plus 7k cap, then the value of alpha plus beta is equal to. So for this question, we have to find the value for alpha plus beta. In order to find this value, first we need to calculate the value of alpha and then we need to calculate the value of beta. All right. So what do you think must be the basic concept behind this question? The basic concept that we have to use here is the concept based on projection of a vector on another vector. What is the basic formula to calculate it? The basic formula is projection of A vector on C vector. We are taking two vectors here, A vector and C vector. It is always equals to A vector dot product C vector divided by modulus of C vector. All right. Why we have taken A and C? Because in the question, a value is given which is projection of A vector on C vector is 10 by 3. That is why we have considered A vector and C vector here. Okay. So whenever we have to find the projection of a vector on another vector, then we have to simply do the cross product and we have to divide it by the mod of second vector. All right. So this is the basic concept that we have to use here. Now coming to the solution part, you can see that in this question, 3 different vectors are given. So let us write them. A vector is equal to alpha I cap plus 3j cap minus k cap. B vector is equals to 3i cap minus beta j cap plus 4k cap. And C vector is equal to I cap plus 2j cap minus 2k cap. All right. So firstly, let us calculate the value of projection of A vector on C vector. It is already given that this is equal to 10 by 3. But we know that what is the formula for projection of A vector on C vector? It is A vector dot product C vector divided by mod of C vector. It is given in the question that this value is equal to 10 by 3. Am I right? Yes. So let us calculate the left hand side. In the left hand side, we have two different values. First value is A vector dot product C vector, and second value is mod of C vector. All right. So do you know how to calculate A vector dot C vector? It is very simple. We have to just multiply the coefficient of I, then we have to multiply the coefficient of j, and then we have to multiply the coefficient of k. Okay, and we have to add all the three values. So A vector is present here and C vector is present here. Firstly, what are the coefficient of I? Here the coefficient of I is alpha, and here the coefficient of I is 1. So alpha into 1 is alpha plus. Now we have to multiply the coefficient of j. So what is the coefficient of j? Here it is 3 and here it is 2. So 3 into 2 will be 6 plus. Now we have to multiply the coefficient of k. What is the coefficient of k? Here it is minus 1 and here it is minus 2. So minus 1 into minus 2 is plus 2. All right. So this is the value of A vector dot C vector. Now we have to calculate modulus of C vector. It is very simple to calculate modulus of any vector. You just have to take a under root and then you have to do the sum of the squares of all the coefficient. Okay, what are the coefficient? Coefficient of I, j and k. Okay, since we have to find the modulus of C vector here, so first let us look at the coefficient of I, j and k. Here the coefficient of I is 1, the coefficient of j is 2 and the coefficient of k is minus 2. All right, so we have to square all this value. So it will be 1 square plus 2 square plus minus 2 square. All right. So this will be equals to under root of 1 plus 2 square is 4 and minus 2 square is also 4. So it will be 1 plus 4 plus 4. It is under root of 9. And we know that under root of 9 is equal to 3. So the value of mod of C vector is 3. Okay. So now let us put both these values. A vector dot C vector is alpha plus 6 plus 2 divided by mod of C vector is 3. This is equal to 10 by 3. All right. So on further simplification, this will be alpha plus 6 plus 2 is 8 divided by 3 is equal to 10 by 3. Now from this part, we can find the value of alpha, right? So let us cross multiply. Cross multiply means alpha plus 8 will be multiplied with 3 and this 3 will be multiplied with 10. Okay. So alpha plus 8 into 3 is equals to 3 into 10. Now what is alpha plus 8 into 3? It will be 3 alpha plus 8 into 3 is 24. This is equal to 30. All right. So 3 alpha will be equals to 30 minus 24. Then 3 alpha will be equals to 6. All right. And alpha will be equals to 6 by 3. So the value of alpha is 2. Now we have to calculate the value of beta. Okay. For that, we have to use another term which is given in the question. It is given that B vector cross product C vector is minus 6i plus 10j plus 7k. All right. So let us write it. B vector cross product C vector is equal to minus 6i cap plus 10j cap plus 7k cap. Okay. So how we calculate B vector cross product C vector? It is very simple. We have two vectors, which is B vector and C vector. Okay. So we have to write the coefficient of I, j and k in the form of determinant. Okay. So let us look at the B vector and C vector and let us make a determinant for I, j and k. So in the B vector, what is the coefficient of I? It is 3. What is the coefficient of j? It is minus of beta. And what is the coefficient of k? It is 4. Similarly, in C vector, what is the coefficient of I? It is 1. Coefficient of j is 2 and the coefficient of k is minus 2. Now we have to solve this determinant part. Okay. How do we solve it? We first eliminate first row and first column. So when we eliminate first row and first column, what are the remaining terms? The remaining terms are minus beta, 2, 4 and minus 2. All right. And this will be multiplied with the first term. What is first term? It is I cap. Then with a negative sign, we have to eliminate the first row and the second column. So when we eliminate first row and second column, what are the remaining terms here? It is 3, 1, 4 and minus 2. This will be multiplied with the second term, that is j cap. Then with a positive sign here, all right, we have to Eliminate the first row and the third column. So what are the remaining terms after eliminating first row and third column? It is 3 minus beta 1 and 2. And this will be multiplied with the third term, that is k cap. Okay. Now we have to cross multiply here. Okay. So it will be minus beta into minus 2, minus 2 into 4. So what is minus beta into minus 2? It is 2 beta. Minus 2 into 4 is 8. It is I cap minus, now 3 into minus 2 is minus 6, minus 1 into 4, minus 4. J cap plus 3 into 2 is 6, 6 minus 1 into beta. Okay, 1 into minus of beta. So minus minus will be plus here. All right, so it will be plus beta and k cap. So this will be equals to 2 beta minus 8 into I cap. Again, minus of minus 6 minus 4. We know that minus 6 minus 4 is minus 10. And when the bracket will be open, so minus minus will be plus. So plus 10j plus 6 plus beta k cap. All right. Now it is given that this value is equal to minus 6 I cap plus 10j cap plus 7k cap. Okay. So this is equal to minus 6 I cap plus 10j cap plus 7k cap. Okay. It means that the coefficient of I here is equal to the coefficient of I. The coefficient of j is equal to j and the coefficient of k is equal to k. Okay. Remember that we have to find the value for beta. Okay. So we are equating the first coefficient, that is the coefficient of I. What is the coefficient of I on the left hand side? It is 2 beta minus 8. This will be equal to the coefficient of I on the right hand side. What is the coefficient of I on right hand side? It is minus of 6. All right. So from here we can get the value for beta. So 2 beta minus 8 is equal to minus 6. Okay. So 2 beta will be equal to minus 6 plus 8. So 2 beta will be equals to 2 and beta will be equals to 1. Now we have the value for alpha and beta. Alpha is equals to 2 and beta is equal to 1. We have to calculate the value for alpha plus beta. So alpha plus beta will be 2 plus 1, that is 3. So for this question, the correct answer is 3. Therefore, the correct option will be option A here. I hope you are clear with this question. The main concept that you have to remember for this question is how do we calculate the projection of a vector on another vector. Next question is the area enclosed by y square is equal to 8x and y is equal to root 2x that lies outside the triangle formed by y is equal to root 2x, x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 2 root 2 is equal to. In this given question, we have to find the area that is enclosed by two given curves. The first curve is y square is equal to 8x. This is the curve which represents a parabola, right? And the second curve is y is equal to root 2x. This represents a straight line. We have two different curves here and we have to find the area enclosed by both these curves. So firstly, let us make the required diagram for this question. It is very important to make the diagram for this type of question to understand it better. Okay. So firstly, we have to make the coordinate axis. Consider this as the coordinate axis. We know that this is x-axis and this is y-axis. The first curve is the curve for a parabola. So let us make a parabola. So this is the curve for y square is equal to 8x, right? Second curve is in the form y is equal to root 2x. It represents a straight line, all right? So let us make a straight line which is passing through the origin. So this is the line for y is equals to root 2x, okay? It is also given that a triangle is formed by y is equal to root 2x. Means when this line is drawn, then a triangle is formed at the points x is equal to 1 and y is equals to 2 root 2. Okay. So a triangle is formed here at the given coordinates, which is 1 and 2 root 2. All right. So let us make the triangle first. The triangle will be in this way. This will be x is equal to 1 and this point will be y is equal to 2 root 2. So you can see that a small triangle is formed which have three different points. Let us name these points A, B, and C. All right. So we know the coordinates of A. The coordinates of A are 1 comma 2 root 2 because this point is at x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 2 root 2, right? Similarly, you can see that for both the curves, for the curve for y square is equal to 8x and for the curve for this straight line, the intersection point is a single point, right? So let us name this point as D. Okay. Now you can see that point A and C have the difference of 1 unit. Okay. It means that the x coordinate for point C is 2. All right. And since we know that y coordinate is 2 root 2, there is one more method to find it. We know that y is equals to 2 root 2. Okay. So what will be x? X will be 2. So the coordinates of C will be 2 comma 2 root 2. Okay. Now we have to calculate the coordinates for B. All right. So what will be the coordinates of B? You can see that x coordinate for B is 1. Okay. We have a equation which is y is equal to root 2x. Okay. We know that this point B is made on the line y is equal to root 2x. That is why we are using this expression here. Okay. We know that the value of x is 1. So when x will be 1 here, so y will be root 2 into 1. It means that y will be equals to root 2. Hence the coordinate of point B are 1 comma root 2. All right. So now we have the coordinates of A, B and C. Okay. But we have to find the area that is enclosed by both this curve except this triangle. Okay. You can see that this is the area that we have to find. Consider it as the shaded area. And you can notice that this triangle here is a hollow triangle. Okay. So there is a very smart trick to find the area of the shaded region. Okay. What we can do is from the origin, that is O. Okay. Origin to point D is the required area. Okay. But we do not want the whole area. We want the area that lies outside the triangle. Okay. It is clearly given in the question that it lies outside the triangle. So what we can do is we can find the area of this whole portion and then we can subtract the area of the triangle. So the remaining portion will be the shaded portion, right? So we know that the coordinates of origin will be 0, 0. And we can easily calculate the coordinates of point D. The coordinates of point D will be 4, 4 root 2. Okay, so we have to find the area for origin to point D. Okay, so the limits are 0 to 4. Okay, and then we have to find the area for this triangle. So if from the whole portion we subtract the area of the triangle, then the remaining portion is the shaded portion. Okay, so do you know what is the basic formula to calculate the area of a triangle? Area of triangle is equals to half into base into height. Okay, so if we talk about the base here, you can see that AC is 1 unit. Okay, because the point A is 1 and point C is 2. So AC is 1 unit, right? So we have base as 1. Okay, now talking about the height. What is the height? Height means AB. What is AB? See, we know that A is 1 comma 2 root 2. Okay, what is the y coordinate of A? It is 2 root 2. And what is the y coordinate of B? It is root 2. So 2 root 2 minus root 2 is root 2. All right. So the height is root 2. So the area of the triangle will be root 2 upon 2. Okay, now what we have to do is let us multiply this with root 2 and let us divide it with root 2. All right. So it will be 2 upon 2 root 2. All right. So now what we have to do is this 2 and 2 will be cancelled. So it will be equals to 1 upon root 2, right? So the area of triangle is 1 upon root 2. Now we have to calculate the area between both this curve. Okay. So the area is from 0 to point D. So let us calculate the area here. So area between two curves will be equals to integral of 0 to 4. We can see that the coordinates are 0 to 4. Okay. We have to find the area for both the curves. Now let us check the curve. First curve is y square is equal to 8x. Okay. So y will be equals to under root of 8x, right? And the second curve is y is equals to root 2x. So we have to find the area for both this given curves. So it will be integral of, what is the first value of y? It is under root of 8x minus second value of y is root 2x. Okay, this x is not with the root here. Okay, and dx. So simply now we have to find the integral. All right. So before that, first we need to know basic formula, which is integral of x to the power n is always equals to x to the power n plus 1 upon n plus 1. All right. We know that root 8 is equals to 2 root 2. All right. And root 8 is constant here. So it will come out. So 2 root 2. Now the remaining portion is x power 1 by 2 because it is root x, right? So what will be the integral of x power 1 by 2? It will be x power 1 by 2 plus 1 divided by 1 by 2 plus 1 by using this formula. So integral of x power 1 by 2 will be x power 3 by 2 divided by 3 by 2. All right. So 2 root 2 is taken outside, which is equal to root 8, right? Into, now the integral of root x. What is the integral of root x? Integral of root x is x power 3 by 2 upon 3 by 2. See, root x means x power 1 by 2. All right. So don't get confused here. Now we have to subtract. Then now we have to find the integral of root 2x dx. Again, root 2 is a constant. Okay. So it will be outside. We have to now find the integral of x. So what will be the integral of x? Here the power of x is 1. So it will be x power 1 plus 1 upon 1 plus 1. So it will be x power 2 upon 2. All right. And the limits are 0 to 4. Now further solving it, this will be 2 root 2 into x power 3 by 2 divided by 3 by 2 minus. Now you can see that root 2 upon 2. Okay. If we substitute some values here, then it will be equals to 1 by root 2, right? How? We have to multiply and divide by root 2. Okay. So this becomes root 2 into root 2 is 2 divided by 2 root 2. 2 and 2 will be cancelled. So this will be equals to 1 by root 2. Okay. So 1 by root 2 into x square. And now the limits are 0 and 4. So now applying the limits, when we apply 4 in the first part, then we get 32 root 2 divided by 3. Minus when we apply 4 in the second part. What is the second part? 1 upon root 2 into x square. So what is the value of x here? 4. Okay. So it will be 1 by root 2 into 4 square. So it will be 1 by root 2 into 16. Okay. 16 by root 2 will be equals to 8 root 2. Here also we have to multiply and divide by root 2, right? So it will be 16 root 2 divided by root 2 into root 2 is 2. So 2 and 16 will be cancelled. So it will be equals to 8 root 2. All right. So it will be 8 root 2. Now when we will apply the limit which is 0, first term and the second term, both terms will be 0. All right. So no need to write that. Now 32 root 2 minus 8 root 2, and here the denominator is 1 and here the denominator is 3. So when we take the LCM here, it will be 32 root 2 minus 3 into 8 root 2 divided by 3. So it will be 8 root 2 divided by 3. 32 root 2 minus 8 into 3 is 24. So 32 minus 24 is 8. All right. So that is why this is equal to 8 root 2. This is the area of both the curves. Okay. But we have to find the remaining area, the area which is outside this triangle. It means we have to find the shaded area. Okay. So what will be the shaded area? Shaded area will be equal to area between both the curves minus area of the triangle. What is area between both the curves? It is 8 root 2 upon 3 minus area of the triangle. What is area of the triangle? Area of the triangle is 1 upon root 2. All right. Now we have to take the LCM. LCM will be 3 root 2 and numerator will be 8 root 2 into root 2 minus 3 into 1 is 3. So it will be 8 into root 2 is 2 minus 3 divided by 3 root 2. 8 into 2 is 16. 16 minus 3 divided by 3 root 2. 16 minus 3 is 13. 13 divided by 3 root 2. Now what we have to do is we have to multiply and divide by root 2 here. So numerator will be 13 into root 2 is 13 root 2 divided by 3 into root 2 into root 2 is 2. So it will be 13 root 2 divided by 6. So this is the required area that is outside the triangle, or this is the required shaded region. So for this question, the correct option is 13 root 2 divided by 6. So among all the given options, the correct option is option C here. I hope you are clear with this question. Next question is, if the system of linear equations 2x plus y minus z is equal to 7, x minus 3y plus 2z is equal to 1, and x plus 4y plus delta z is equal to k, where delta and k belongs to R, has infinitely many solutions, then delta plus k is equal to. So for this question, we have to find the value for delta plus k. And to calculate this value, we first need the value of delta and the value of k. All right. So you can see that three different equations are given here. So let us write the equations first. 2x plus y minus z is equal to 7. X minus 3y plus 2z is equal to 1. And x plus 4y plus delta z is equal to k. Now what we have to do is we have to form a determinant by using this linear equations. Okay. So determinant will be denoted as delta. See, in the upper case, delta is written as this. And in the lower case, delta is written as this symbol. All right. So let us form a determinant. Now, how to form a determinant here? We just have to write the coefficient of x, then coefficient of y, and then coefficient of z from the given equations. So let us see the first linear equation. Here, what is the coefficient of x? The coefficient of x is 2. The coefficient of y is 1. And the coefficient of z is minus 1. What is the coefficient? Coefficient is the number that is with the variable. All right. Now, considering the second equation. For the second equation, coefficient of x is 1. Coefficient of y is minus 3. And coefficient of z is 2. Now, for the third equation, coefficient of x is 1. Coefficient of y is 4 and coefficient of z is delta. All right. So now we just have to find the value of this determinant. It means that we have to expand this determinant. Okay. Do you know how to expand a determinant? It is very simple. In the first row, there are 3 digits, right? So we write the first digit, that is 2. Then we eliminate the first row and the first column. So after eliminating first row and the first column, the remaining numbers are minus 3, 2, 4 and delta. Now with a negative sign, we write the second number. What is second number in the first row? It is 1. And then we eliminate first row and second column. So on eliminating the first row and second column, the remaining digits are 1, 2, 1 and delta. Then with the positive sign, we write the next digit. What is the next digit? It is minus 1. Then we have to eliminate first row and third column, right? So when we eliminate the first row and third column, the remaining numbers are 1, minus 3, 1 and 4. Now we have to further solve this. All right. So 2 and now we have to cross multiply. Okay. It is minus 3 into delta is minus 3 delta, minus 4 into 2. So what is 4 into 2? It is 8. All right. Then minus 1 into delta is delta, minus 1 into 2. It is 2. All right. Plus minus will be minus 1. Okay. Now again cross multiplying 1 into 4, 4. Minus 1 into minus 3. 1 into minus 3 is minus 3. So this will be equals to 2 into minus 3 delta is minus 6 delta. Then 2 into minus 8 is minus 16. Minus 1 into delta is minus delta. Minus 1 into minus 2 is plus 2. Then minus 1 into 4 minus minus 3. See here 4 minus minus 3 will be 4 plus 3 because minus minus will be plus. So 4 plus 3 is 7. So it is minus 1 into 7. So it will be minus 7. So this is equals to minus 6 delta minus 16 minus delta plus 2 minus 7. Now minus 6 delta and minus delta is minus 7 delta. Minus 16 plus 2 is minus 14. Minus 14 minus 7 is minus 21. So this is the value of delta. And this will be equals to 0. Okay. So minus 7 delta minus 21 will be equal to 0. From here we can find the value of delta. Minus 7 delta will be equals to 21 and delta will be equals to 21 upon minus of 7. So delta will be equals to minus of 3. Now we have the value of delta. We need to calculate one more value, that is k. Okay, because we need to find the sum of delta and k. So delta is minus of 3. Now there is a very short trick to calculate the value of k. What we have to do is, from all the given equations, we have to take the part of RHS. Okay, what is the part in the RHS? 7, 1 and k. And we have to write this part in the first column. So 7, 1 and k. Okay. And the remaining two columns will be same as before. So what are the remaining two columns here? It is 1, minus 3, 4 and minus 1, 2 and delta. All right. So this is a very short trick, and considering this determinant as delta 1. So by this determinant, we will find the value of k. So let us write it again. Delta 1 is 7, 1, k, 1, minus 3, 4, and minus 1, 2, and delta. Okay. We know the value of delta, so we can substitute here. So it will be 7, 1, minus 1, 1, minus 3, 2, k, 4, and delta. What is delta? Delta is minus 3. Okay. I hope that this short trick is clear to you. What we have to do is, from the given linear equations, we have to take the numbers from the right hand side, 7, 1, and k. And we have to put these numbers in the form of column. Okay. So these numbers will come in the first column and the remaining two columns will be same as the previous determinant. Okay. So now we have to expand this determinant. So again, for expansion, we write the first digit 7 and then we eliminate first row and first column. After eliminating first row and first column, the remaining numbers are minus 3, 2, 4 and minus 3. Then with a negative sign, we write the second number from first row. And then we remove first row and second column. So after removing the first row and second column, the remaining numbers are 1, 2, k and minus 3. All right. Then with a positive sign, we write the third number. What is the third number? Minus 1. And now we have to eliminate the first row and the third column. After eliminating first row and the third column, remaining numbers are 1, k, minus 3 and 4. All right. Now we have to solve it. So 7 into, again cross multiplying, minus 3 into minus 3 is 9. Minus 4 into 2 is 8. Then minus 1 into minus 3 is minus 3. Minus k into 2 is minus 2k. Plus minus will be minus. So minus 1 into 4 is 4. Minus k into minus 3. So minus of k into minus 3 is minus 3k. On further simplification, this will be 7 into 9 minus 8 is 1. Minus 1 into minus 3 minus 2k. Again, minus 1 into 4 plus 3k. Here minus minus will be plus. Okay. 7 into 1 is 7. Then we have to multiply this minus 1 inside this bracket. So minus 1 into minus 3 is plus 3. Then minus 1 into minus 2k is plus 2k. Further, minus 1 into 4 is minus 4. And minus 1 into 3k is minus 3k. All right. So 7 plus 3 is 10. 10 minus 4 is 6. 6. Then 2k minus 3k is minus of k. So this is the value of delta 1. Again, delta 1 will be also equals to 0. It means that 6 minus k will be equal to 0. So from here, k will be equal to 6. So now we have the value for k. And we have to find the sum of delta and k. So what is the value of delta again? Delta is equals to minus of 3. Okay. So delta is minus 3 plus the value of k is 6. So minus 3 plus 6 is plus 3. So this is the value of delta plus k. So for this question, the correct answer is plus 3. I hope you are clear with this question. And the correct option will be option B. For this question, all you have to do is you have to just remember the concept to make a determinant from the given equations. It is very simple. You just have to write the coefficient of all the variables, and you will easily form a determinant, and then you have to expand the determinant. After you will expand the determinant, you will get the value of delta and k here. All right. And remember the short trick that we have used to find the value of k. I hope you are clear with it. The correct option here is option B. Next question is, let alpha and beta be the roots of the equation x square plus 2i minus 1 is equal to 0. Then the value of mod of alpha power 8 plus beta power 8 is equal to. So in this question, a equation is given which is x square plus 2i minus 1 is equal to 0. It can be also written as x square is equal to 1 minus 2i. When this expression will go to the right hand side, then its sign will be changed. Now, it is given that alpha and beta are the roots of the equation. We know that if alpha and beta are the roots of this given equation, then alpha and beta should satisfy the equation. It means that when we put alpha and beta in the place of x, the equation should be satisfied, as the roots of a equation always satisfy the equation. So when alpha is a root of equation, then alpha square will be equals to 1 minus 2i. And similarly, when beta is the root of the equation, then beta square will be equals to 1 minus 2i. We can see that alpha square is equal to beta square, okay, because both the values are 1 minus 2i. Since alpha square is equal to beta square, so alpha power 8 will be also equals to beta power 8, right? And for this question, we have to calculate the value for mod of alpha power 8 plus beta power 8. Before that, first let us calculate the mod of alpha square. Since we know that alpha square is equal to beta square, so mod of alpha square will be also equals to mod of beta square. Okay, now how to calculate the mod? It is very simple. In the square root, we have to find the sum of the squares of the digits here. So let us have a look towards the equation. In the equation, the numbers are 1 and minus 2. So what we have to do is, we have to take the under root and then we have to do the sum of the squares of both these values. That is 1 square plus minus 2 square. All right. So it will be under root of 1 plus minus 2 square is 4. So it will be under root of 5. So this is the value of mod of alpha square, right? Now we have to calculate mod of alpha power 8 plus beta power 8. Since we know that alpha power 8 is equals to beta power 8. So in the place of beta power 8, we can substitute alpha power 8, right? Because both are equal. So this will be equals to alpha power 8 plus alpha power 8. Since alpha power 8 is equals to beta power 8. All right. Now, alpha power 8 plus alpha power 8 is 2 alpha power 8. So taking 2 outside and the remaining will be alpha power 8. Okay. Now, this alpha power 8 can be written as alpha square power 4, right? Because when we open the brackets, it will be equals to alpha power 8. So substituting this value, 2 into mod of alpha square power 4. Now we have the value of mod of alpha square, right? Why we have written alpha power 8 in the form of alpha square power 4? Because we have the value of mod of alpha square, okay? So we have to substitute this value now. So it will be 2 into, what is mod of alpha square? It is under root of 5 and its power is 4, all right? So this will be 2 into, now root 5 power 4 means root 5 into root 5 into root 5 into root 5. We know that root 5 into root 5 is equals to 5. Okay. So this will be 2 into root 5 into root 5 will be 5. Multiplied by again root 5 into root 5 will be 5. So this will be 2 into 5 is 25. Therefore, 2 into 25 will be equal to 50. So this is the required value for this given expression, which is mod of alpha power 8 plus beta power 8. So for this question, the correct answer is 50, and hence the correct option is option A here. I hope you are clear with this question. In this question, you just have to use the basic concept, that is, if alpha and beta are the roots of this given equation, then obviously both these roots will satisfy the equation. And in this way, you can find the correct answer for this question. I hope you are clear with this question. Next question is, let delta belongs to and, or, implies and double implies be such that P and Q, delta P or Q implies Q is a tautology. Then delta is equal to. So for this given question, we have to identify the value for delta, and the value of delta should be in such a way that this given expression is a tautology. What do you understand by the word tautology here? In simple words, a tautology is a statement in which always the result is in a truth value. Okay. So first let us write the range for the delta. It is given that delta belongs to and, or, implies and double implies. All right. This is the symbol for and. This is the symbol for or. This is the symbol for implies. And this is the symbol for double implies. So we have to identify which value of delta will be suitable here. Okay. So that this given expression forms a tautology. Now let us solve this expression. Okay. The given expression is P and Q, delta P or Q implies Q. Okay. So firstly, let us solve the last part. What is the last part? The last part is P or Q gives Q. Okay. Or it is in the form of if P then Q. So to solve this form, we need to first understand a very general form. The general form that we have to use here is if P then Q. So we have this form, if P then Q, then it is always equivalent to negation of P or Q. You can see that this given part is in the same form, if P then Q. Here the value of P is P or Q and the value of Q is Q. So when we apply this general formula, this will be equivalent to negation of P. What is P here? P or Q. Or Q. The value of Q is Q itself. Okay, we have used this general formula, that is if P then Q, it is always equivalent to negation of P or Q. Okay, now this negation symbol will be multiplied inside the bracket. So it becomes negation of P or negation of Q or Q. Okay, so now we have to apply a property here, that is this negation of Q will be with both these elements. First, it will be with negation of P, and then it will be with negation of Q. All right. So this becomes negation of P or Q, and this or will be changed to and, since here there is a negation symbol. Okay. Then it will be negation of Q or Q. Okay. Now we know that generally negation of Q or Q is always equals to T, right? So first term will be negation of P or Q, and this value is always equals to T. Okay, this is always true. For example, the general form is negation of P or P. It is always true value. Okay, so similarly, negation of Q or Q will be also true, right? Now, when we perform this intersection here, negation of P or Q and T, it will be always equals to negation of P or Q. Okay, it is always true. So the value of the last portion is negation of P or Q. Okay, so let us substitute this. The first part is P or Q delta. Now we have calculated the value for this last part. What is the value? It is negation of P or Q. All right. So now what we have to do is we have to substitute the value of delta. Okay, we have to hit and try by all the given options. So what are the values here? The values are and, or, implies and double implies. Okay, so we have to substitute the value of delta in such a way that it will form a tautology. Okay, so when we substitute the third symbol, that is implies, okay, it forms a tautology. So let us substitute it. P or Q. In the place of delta, we have to substitute implies. Okay, negation of P or Q. Okay. Now you can see that it is in the same general form which we have already seen here. What is the form? If P, then Q. Okay. So what will be negation of P or Q? It is in the form of if P, then Q, then it will be equivalent to negation of P or Q. Okay. So here what is negation of P? This is negation of P. Okay. This is the value of P. This is in the form if P, then Q. Okay. This is P and this is Q. Don't get confused here. All right. So we have to write it in the form of equivalence. It is equivalent to negation of P or Q. So firstly, we have to write negation of P. Negation of P means negation of P and Q. Okay. Then we have to write or Q. So what is Q? Or the value of Q is negation of P or Q, right? So this will be negation of P and negation of Q or negation of P or Q. When we open this brackets, this will be equal to negation of P or negation of Q or negation of P or Q. Okay. And when we know the general form, this is always equal to the truth value, that is tautology. Okay. So this expression is always equals to a tautology. So we can say that when we put option C, that is implies symbol, then this expression forms a tautology. All right. So for this question, the correct option will be option C, that is implies. I hope you are clear with this question. In this question, you have to remember the basic concepts related to tautology and the basic concepts for all the given symbols, right? In this question, we have used a general form, which is if P then Q, then it is always equivalent to negation of P or Q. Next question is, let A is equal to Aij be a square matrix of order 3, such that Aij is equals to 2 power j minus I, for all I and j is equal to 1, 2, and 3. Then the matrix A square plus A cube plus so on up to A power 10 is equal to. See, in this question, we have to find the value for A square plus A cube plus so on up to A power 10. In order to get this value, first we need to make a matrix which is matrix A. Okay, means first we need to get matrix that is A. It is given in the question that a matrix A is a square matrix of order 3 and it consists of the elements Aij in such a way that Aij is equals to 2 power j minus I. Okay, so let us write the given term. Aij is equals to 2 power j minus I. All right. And here the values of I and j will be 1, 2, and 3. So since it is a square matrix of 3 cross 3, so matrix A will have 9 elements. And the elements will be A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23, A31, A32, and A33. Okay. So now we have to find the value of all these elements. How we will find this value? It is very simple. An expression is given to us in the form of Aij. So what we have to do is we have to put these numbers in the place of I and j. Okay. For example, let us consider the first number. What is first element? A11. It means that the value of I is 1 and the value of j is also 1. So this will be equals to 2 power j minus I. So 2 power, what is j? 1 minus I. The value of I is 1. So this will be equals to 2 power 0. Similarly, next term will be A12. This will be equals to 2 power 2 minus 1. So it gives 2 power 1. Next term is A13. It means I is 1 and j is 3. So it is 2 power j minus I. 3 minus 1. So it is 2 square. All right. Next term is A21. A21 will be 2 power 1 minus 2. So it is 2 power minus 1. Next term is A22. It will be equals to 2 power 2 minus 2. So it is equals to 2 power 0. Next is A23. All right. So it will be 2 power 3 minus 2. So it is equal to 2 power 1. Next term is A31. So here I is 3 and j is 1. So it will be 2 power j minus I, 1 minus 3, which is equal to 2 power minus of 2. A32 will be equals to 2 power 2 minus 3. Okay. 2 power 2 minus 3 is minus 1. Next term is A33. So it will be 2 power 3 minus 3. So it gives 2 power 0. Okay. What we have done is we have just substituted the values, which is 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 3 in this given expression to get the value of all the elements. Okay. So now the matrix is formed. Matrix A will be, what is A11? It is 2 power 0. A12 is 2 power 1. A13 is 2 square. Similarly, A21 is 2 power minus 1. A22 is 2 power 0. A23 is 2 power 1. A31 is 2 power minus 2. A32 is 2 power minus 1. And A33 is 2 power 0. Alright. So now we can make the elements in the form of number. First element is 2 power 0. We know that there is a rule of exponents that if any number has the power 0, then it is always equals to 1. Okay. So 2 power 0 means 1. What is 2 power 1? 2. What is 2 square? 4. Next is 2 power minus 1. Okay. Since the power is in negative sign, so it will be 1 by 2. Then 2 power 0 is again 1. 2 power 1 is 2. 2 power minus 2. What is 2 power minus 2? It will be 1 upon 4. Alright. Then 2 power minus 1 is 1 by 2. 2 power 0 is again 1. So this is the value of matrix A. Okay. You can see in the question that we have to find the value of A square plus A cube plus so on up to A power 10. Okay. So firstly, let us calculate the value for A square. Matrix A is 1, 2, 4, 1 by 2, 1, 2, 1 by 4, 1 by 2 and 1. All right. So A square will be A into A. Okay. So let us calculate the value of A into A. It will be 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 4, 2, 1, 1 by 2, 4, 2 and 1. Multiplied by A again. 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 4, 2, 1, 1 by 2 and 4, 2 and 1. Okay. Do you know how to multiply two given matrices? It is very simple. You have to multiply first row with first column, then first row with second column, and then first row with third column. Similarly, you have to repeat the same process for second row and for third row. All right. So firstly, we are multiplying first row with first column. Okay. So 1 into 1. We have to multiply the first element with first element. All right. 1 into 1 is 1 plus. Now second element will be multiplied with second element, means 2 into 1 by 2. What is 2 into 1 by 2? It is again 1 plus 4 into 1 by 4. It is again 1. Now we have to multiply first row with second column. 1 into 2 is 2 plus 2 into 1 is 2 plus 4 into 1 by 2 is again 2. All right. Now we have to multiply first row with third column. So 1 into 4 is 4 plus 2 into 2 is 4 plus 4 into 1 is again 4. All right. We have to repeat the same process for second row and third row. Multiplying second row with first column, 1 by 2 into 1 is 1 by 2 plus 1 into 1 by 2 is 1 by 2 plus 2 into 1 by 4 is 1 by 2. Next is multiplying second row with second column. So 1 by 2 into 2 is 1 plus 1 into 1 is again 1 plus 2 into 1 by 2 is 1. Then multiplying second row with the third column. All right. So 1 by 2 into 4 is 2 plus 1 into 2 is 2. Again 2 into 1 is 2. Now we have to multiply the last row, which is third row with the first column. 1 by 4 into 1 is 1 by 4 plus 1 by 2 into 1 by 2 is 1 by 4 plus 1 by 2 into 1 by 4. Okay, see, we have to multiply first element with the first row, that is 1 by 4 into 1 is 1 by 4. Then 1 by 2 into 1 by 2 is 1 by 4. Then we have to multiply the last element, 1 into 1 by 4. So it is 1 by 4. Okay. Next is multiplying this row, which is the third row with the second column. So 1 by 4 into 2 is 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 into 1 is 1 by 2. Again 1 into 1 by 2 is 1 by 2. Next is multiplying the third row with the last column, that is third column. So 1 by 4 into 4 is 1 plus 1 by 2 into 2 is again 1 and 1 into 1 is again 1. So we have to add these values. This will be equal to 1 plus 1 plus 1. It is 3. 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6. 4 plus 4 plus 4 is 12. 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 is 3 by 2. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is again 3. 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6. 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4 is 3 by 4. 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 is again 3 by 2, and 1 plus 1 plus 1 is again 3. So this is the value of a square, right? You can see that here in all the elements 3 is common. So we can take 3 common outside. So a square will be taking 3 common. What will be the remaining terms? 1, 2, 4. 1 by 2, 1, 2, and 1 by 4, 1 by 2, and 1. You can see that this is the exact value of matrix A. Okay, so we can write it in the form of A square will be equal to 3 into A, right? Now we have the value for A square, okay? We have to calculate the value for A cube, A power 4, and so on, okay? If we will calculate all these values by the product of matrices, it will be a very lengthy process. Okay, so let us use some common sense in this question. You can see that a square is 3 into a. Okay, so if we increase one more power, that is a cube, so it will be 3 square into a, right? Similarly, a power 4 will be 3 cube into a. Okay, so similarly, we have to go up to a power 10. Okay, so what will be the value of a power 10? It will be 3 power 9 into a, right? So now we have to substitute all this value in the given expression. What is the given expression? The given expression is a square plus a cube plus a power 4 plus so on up to a power 10. Okay, so what is the value of a square? We have calculated it. It is 3a. What is the value of a cube? It is 3 square into a. What is the value of a power 4? It is 3 cube into a plus so on. And the last term is a power 10. So what will be the value of a power 10? It will be 3 power 9 into a. You can see that here a is common in all the given terms. Okay, so we can take a common. If we take a common from all the given terms, then the remaining terms are 3 plus 3 square plus 3 cube plus so on up to 3 power 9. Okay, now you can see that this series is forming a GP. Okay, and here there is a sum of all the digits. Okay, so we have to find the sum of this given GP. Okay, so do you know what is the formula to calculate sum of a given GP? The formula is sum is equals to a into r power n minus 1 divided by r minus 1. Here what is a? A is the first term. Okay, r is the common ratio and n is the total number of elements. So for this given GP, the first term is 3, right? So we can say that the value of a is 3. R is also 3, which is the common ratio, and n. N is the total number of elements. We can see that elements are starting from 3, then 3 square, then 3 cube, and it goes up to 3 power 9. It means that total there are 9 elements. So the value of n is 9. All right. So applying this formula for this series, we get a into. We have to do the sum of all these elements that are forming the GP. Okay. So sum is what? It is a into, what is a? 3 into r power n. R is 3, n is 9. So 3 power 9 minus 1 divided by r minus 1. What is r? R is 3 minus 1. All right. So now this will be equals to a into 3 into 3 power 9 minus 1 divided by 3 minus 1 is 2. All right. On further multiplying it, it will be a into 3 into 3 power 9 is 3 power 10 minus 3 into minus 1 is minus 3. All right. Divided by 2. So this is the exact value for the given expression. So for this question, the correct answer is a into 3 power 10 minus 3 upon 2. Now let us have a look towards the options. Out of all the given options, the correct option is option A here. I hope you are clear with this question. In this question, all you have to do is you have to just form a matrix by this given condition. And after forming the matrix, you can easily calculate the value for a square, a cube, and then finally adding all the values and using the sum of GP, then we can find the correct answer for this question. So the basic formula that we have used is to find the sum for a given series, that is a GP. All right. I hope you are clear with this question. Next question is, let a set A is equal to A1 union A2 union so on up to AK, where AI intersection AJ is equal to 5 for I is not equal to J and 1 is less than or equal to J is less than or equals to K. Define the relation R from A to A by R equal to X and Y such that Y belongs to AI. If and only if X belongs to AI and I lies between 1 and K, then R is. So for this given question, we have to identify R is which type of relation, whether it is reflexive, symmetric, or transitive, or whether it is an equivalence relation. Do you know what is an equivalence relation? A relation is said to be equivalence relation when it is reflexive, transitive, and symmetric. Okay. So firstly, let us understand the basic concept that we have to use for this question. The concept is a relation is reflexive if A comma A belongs to that relation. Okay, here R is defined as a relation. Similarly, a relation is symmetric if A comma B belongs to R and B comma A also belongs to R. All right. And the third part is a relation is transitive if A comma B belongs to R, B comma C belongs to R, and A comma C belongs to R. For this given question, we have to consider a set which is equal to union of A1, A2, so on up to AK. Okay. Union means there should be no common element. Okay. So to understand this question further, let us take a dummy set. Okay. So let us consider set A is equal to 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Now let us check for the distinct sets. Okay. When we talk about the distinct sets, they are A1, A2, A3, and so on. Okay. So let A1 be 1, let A2 be 2, and let A3 be 3. Okay. You can see that there are no common elements between A1 and A2, no common elements between A2 and A3, and no common elements between A1 and A3. So the given set is satisfying the condition which is A is equal to A1 union A2 union AK. Okay. So this is the required set. Okay. Now, if we have the set which consists of the values 1, 2, and 3, then what are the possible pairs that can be made here? See, we have to make the pairs in the form of x comma y, because in the question it is given that we have to define a relation R that is from set A and it is defined by x comma y. Okay. So let us make the possible pairs. So we have 1, 2, and 3. Possible pairs can be 1 comma 1, right? 1 comma 2, 1 comma 3, 2 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 2 comma 3, 3 comma 1, 3 comma 2, and 3 comma 3. So these are the possible pairs of x and y which can be formed from the set 1, 2, and 3. All right, now we have to check whether the relation is reflexive, symmetric, or transitive. So we know that for reflexive, the condition is if A comma A belongs to R. Okay, means if the same elements belongs to R. So here you can see that 1 comma 1 is in the form of a comma a, right? And 2 comma 2 and 3 comma 3. So here we can say that a comma a belongs to R. Therefore, it is reflexive. Now we have to check it for symmetric. What is the condition for symmetric? A relation is symmetric if a comma b belongs to R and b comma a also belongs to R. Okay. So let us take a pair which is 1 comma 2. You can see that 1 comma 2 belongs to the relation R and its opposite 2 comma 1 also belongs to R. Okay. 2 comma 1 is present here. So from this both pairs, we can say that it is symmetric. All right. Now we have to check for the last part. What is the last part? A relation is transitive. So when is a relation transitive? The condition is if A and B belongs to R, then B and C should belongs to R and A and C should also belongs to R. Okay. So let us take two pairs, A comma B and B comma C. All right. So let us take 1 comma 3. Okay. So the first pair is 1 comma 3. Then it is A comma B. All right. Now we have to take B comma C. So let us take 3 comma 1. It is in the form of B comma C. Okay. So if A comma B and B comma C belongs to R, then for transitive, A comma C should also belongs to R. Here what is the value of A? 1. And what is the value of C? 1. We know that 1 comma 1 also belongs to this relation. Okay. So this relation is transitive also. I hope this condition is clear to you. We have taken three different pairs. Okay, first pair is 1 comma 3. It is in the form of A comma B. Second pair is 3 comma 1. It is in the form of B comma C. And third one will be A comma C, which is 1 comma 1. All right. So to satisfy the condition for transitive, it is A comma B belongs to R, B comma C belongs to R, and A comma C belongs to R, which is satisfied by the given three pairs. All right. So the given relation is reflexive, symmetric, and transitive. As I told you that if a relation is reflexive, symmetric, and transitive, then it is an equivalence relation. It means that the given relation R is an equivalence relation, right? So for this question, the correct answer will be option D, which is an equivalence relation. I hope you are clear with this question. To solve this kind of question, all you have to remember is the concept behind reflexive relation, symmetric relation, and transitive relation. For reflexive relation, we need to find a pair which have the same elements. It should belong to the relation. For symmetric, we have to find pairs like A and B. A and B should belongs to R and B and A should also belongs to R. And for transitive, A and B should belongs to R, B and C should belongs to R, and A and C should also belong to R. So I hope you are clear with this question. Next question is, let an at n is equal to 0 to infinity be a sequence such that a0 is equal to a1 is equal to 0 and an plus 2 is equal to 2an plus 1 minus an plus 1 for all n is greater than or equal to 0. Then summation of n is equal to 2 to infinity n divided by 7 power n is equal to. It is a very interesting question. First, let us write the given values. It is given that a0 is equal to a1 is equal to 0. It means that a0 is equal to 0 and a1 is equal to 0. All right. We have to find the value for summation of this part. And it is starting from n is equal to 2. It means that the first term will be a2 divided by 7 power 2. But you can see that we have the value for a0 and a1. We do not have the value for a2. So the first thing that we have to do is we have to find the values for a2, a3, a4, so on up to infinity. Because for summation, the limits are from 2 to infinity. All right. So how we will calculate the values for a2, a3 and so on? You can see that expression is given in the question. It is an plus 2 is equal to 2a n plus 1 minus an plus 1. So we have to use this expression to find the value of a2, a3 A4 and so on. All right. So what will be A2? In order to get A2 on the left hand side, we have to put n is equal to 0, right? So A2 will be equals to 2a n plus 1. 0 plus 1 is 1 minus an. N is 0 plus 1. So what is the value of A1? A1 is 0. So 2 into 0 will be 0 minus A0 is also 0 plus 1. So the value of A2 is 1. Similarly, we can calculate the value for A3. Okay. A3 will be present on the left hand side when n will be equals to 1. All right. So it will be 2a. 1 plus 1 is 2 minus an. N is 1. So A1 plus 1. 2 into A2. What is the value of A2? 1. So 2 into 1 is 2 minus A1. A1 is 0 plus 1. So 2 plus 1 is 3. So A3 is equal to 3. Similarly, A4 will be equals to 2A3 minus A2 plus 1. What is the value of A3? A3 is 3. So 2 into 3 is 6 minus A2. A2 is 1 plus 1. So minus 1 and plus 1 will be cancelled. So it will be equal to 6. So A4 will be equal to 6. All right. You can see that here the difference between the number is 1 and 3. Okay. This is the first number. This is the second number. So the difference here is of 1 digit. Then from 3 and 6, the difference is of 2 digits. Okay. So for the next term, which is A5, the difference will be of 3 digits. So 7, 8, 9. And next is 10. You can see that here the difference is of 1 digit, right? Then in next, from 3 to 6, the difference is of 2 digits, right? And from 6 to 10, the difference will be of 3 digits. So we have understood the pattern now. All right. So we have the terms from A0 to A5. Now we have to calculate summation of n is equal to 2 to infinity an divided by 7 power n. Okay. So what will be its summation? Summation will be A2 upon 7 square plus A3 upon 7 cube plus A4 upon 7 power 4 plus so on. All right. So let us put the values here. This is summation. So let this be equal to S. Okay. Here S denotes the sum of all these values. Now what is A2? A2 is 1. So 1 upon 7 square plus A3. What is A3? A3 is 3. 3 upon 7 cube plus A4. The value of A4 is 6 upon 7 power 4 plus so on. All right. Now you can see that this is a kind of like a GP, but it is not actually a GP because in the denominator, the common ratio is same. Okay. Common ratio is the difference of second term minus first term. But in the numerator, the difference between the numbers is not same. As we have seen that between 1 and 3, the difference is of 1 digit. Between 3 and 6, the difference is of 2 digits. So we can say that the common ratio is not same for the numerator part. Okay. So let us do one thing. Consider it as a GP now, and we have to apply the same methodology. What is the methodology to apply for GP? We have to multiply with the common ratio. So if we consider denominator, the common ratio here is 1 by 7. So multiply both the sides with 1 by 7. So it will be 1 by 7s is equals to 1 by 7 cube plus 3 by 7 power 4 plus 6 upon 7 power 5 plus so on. All right. We have multiplied both the sides with 1 by 7. Now let us subtract all the values. Okay. So here the coefficient of S is 1. Okay. So 1 minus 1 by 7 is 6s by 7, right? Then the first term will be as it is. What is the first term? It is 1 upon 7 square. Then we have to subtract 3 by 7 cube minus 1 by 7 cube. So it will be 2 by 7 cube. Similarly, 6 by 7 power 4 minus 3 by 7 power 4. So it will be 3 by 7 power 4 and so on. Okay, we have subtracted all these values. This method is subtract and shift. Okay, why we are applying this method? Just to convert this form into an actual GP. You can see that 6s upon 7 is equal to 1 upon 7 square plus 2 upon 7 cube plus 3 upon 7 power 4. Here in the denominator, the common ratio is same, and in the numerator also now the common ratio is same. Okay, so now it looks like an exact GP. Okay, you can see that in numerator the difference between first and second number is 1, then the difference between 2 and 3 is also 1. So now it is exactly like in GP. So again applying the same methodology. What is the methodology again? We have to multiply with the value of R. Okay, what is R here? R is the common ratio. So what is the common ratio? It is second term minus first term. So we are considering the common ratio for the denominator part. So the common ratio is 1 by 7. So again multiply this whole part with 1 by 7. It means that we have to multiply LHS and RHS with 1 by 7. Okay, so let us multiply it. 6s upon 7 into 1 by 7 is 6s upon 49 is equal to 1 upon 7 cube plus 2 upon 7 power 4 plus 3 upon 7 power 5 and so on. Okay, we have multiplied both the sides with 1 by 7. Okay, now quickly let us subtract the values too. All right. So we have to subtract 6s by 7 minus 6s by 49. Okay. So 6s by 7 minus 6s by 49. Okay. So we have to take the LCM here. So after taking the LCM, we get 36s divided by 49. All right. Now, first term will be as it is. What is the first term? 1 upon 7 square. Okay. Then next, we have to subtract 2 upon 7 cube minus 1 upon 7 cube. Okay. So it will be 1 upon 7 cube. Next, we have to subtract 3 upon 7 power 4 minus 2 upon 7 power 4. Okay. So it will be 1 upon 7 cube plus 1 upon 7 power 4 and so on. Okay. See, 2 upon 7 cube minus 1 upon 7 cube is 1 upon 7 cube. And 3 upon 7 power 4 minus 2 upon 7 power 4 is 1 upon 7 power 4. All right. So now you can see that in the numerator, all the terms are converted to 1. And the denominator is 7 square, 7 cube and 7 power 4. So for the denominator, common ratio is same. Okay. So now we have to use a formula that is A divided by 1 minus R. Okay. What is A? A is the first term. So 36s upon 49 will be equals to first term. What is the first term? 1 upon 7 square divided by 1 minus R. R is the common ratio. What is the common ratio? It is 1 by 7. All right. So this is the basic formula for sum of a given GP. Okay. So remember this formula. Now we just have to simplify it. 36s upon 49 will be equal to 1 upon 7 square. 1 upon 7 square is 1 upon 49 divided by 1 minus 1 by 7. When we take the LCM here, it will be 7 minus 1 by 7. So this will be 1 upon 49 divided by 6 by 7. So 36s divided by 49 is equal to 1 by 49 divided by 6 by 7. It will be equals to 1 by 49 into 7 by 6. All right. So this will be cancelled. So 36s upon 49 will be equal to 1 upon 7 into 6 is 42. All right. So now when we cross multiply this values, okay. So it will be 36s into 42 is equal to 49. Okay. So S will be equals to 49 divided by 42 into 36. All right. So this will be cancelled with the table of 7. 7 sevens are 49. 7 6 are 46. All right. So this will be 7 upon 6 into 36 is 216. So the value of S is 7 upon 216. So this is the required value for the summation. Okay. What is S? S is the summation part. Okay. So for this question, the correct answer is 7 upon 216, which is option number B. So the correct option is option B here. I hope you are clear with this question. Next question is the distance between 2 points A and A dash which lie on y is equal to 2 such that both the line segments AB and A dash B where B is the point 2, 3 subtend angle pi by 4 at the origin is equal to. To understand this question, firstly let us make a diagram. Okay. It is given that we have to find the distance between the 2 points. The 2 points are A and A dash. Okay. They are lying on y is equal to 2. So first let us make a diagram. Consider this as the coordinate axis. This is the origin, which is O, and the coordinates of origin will be 0, 0. All right. This is x-axis and this is y-axis. It is given that 2 points A and A dash lie on y is equal to 2. So for y-axis, this is 1 and this is 2. For x-axis, 1, 2, 3 and so on. Okay. So we have 2 points that lie on y is equal to 2. It means that here we have 2 points which are A dash and A. All right. Now, it is also given that these are the 2 line segments AB and A dash B. Okay, means at point B, 2 different line segments will be made. And where is B? B is the point on 2, 3. Here 2 is the value of x and 3 is the value of y. Means on x-axis at 2 and on y-axis at 3. Okay, so let this be 3. So for 2 and 3, this will be the common point. Okay, so here there is B. All right. So we have to join this A dash B and BA. All right. Now let us join A dash with the origin, that is O, and let us join A with the origin. Okay. It is also given that the point B makes an angle pi by 4 at the origin. Okay. Means we have to join origin with point B. All right. So this is the angle pi by 4. Okay. Since A dash is also joined with O, so this angle will be also of pi by 4. All right. I hope the diagram is clear to you. Okay. We have different line segments here. OA dash, OA, OB. Okay. And we have different triangles here. Okay. So for this question, we have to find the distance between A dash and A. Okay. So for finding the distance, we need the coordinates of both these points. Okay. For we know that here the value of x is not determined, but the value of y is given, which is 2, because it is lying on y is equal to 2. Okay, here also the value of x is not determined and the value of y will be 2. All right. So first let us calculate the coordinates. Okay. So we have 2 different line segments. Okay. OB and OA. So first thing that we have to do here is we have to let M1 be the slope of OB and let M2 be the slope of OA. All right. So let this be M1 and let this be M2. Now we need to calculate the values of slope. Do you know what is the formula to calculate the slope? The formula is slope is equal to y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. Okay. So for the line segment OB, we have 2 different coordinates. One is O and one is B. Okay. So what are the coordinates of B? We know that coordinates of B are 2, 3. It is already given in the question that B is the point on 2, 3. Okay. So for OB, we have 2 points. At O, it is 0, 0. At B, it is 2, 3. Okay. So it will be x1, y1, and this will be x2, y2. All right. So let us calculate slope for OB. What is the slope for OB? It is M1. So M1 will be equals to y2 minus y1. What is y2? 3. Minus y1 is 0. Divided by x2 minus x1. x2 is 2. Minus x1 is 0. So M1 will be equal to 3 by 2. Okay. Similarly, let us calculate M2. M2 is the slope for OA. Okay. OA is present here. So O is again 0, 0 and A has the coordinates x, 2. So now we have to consider this as x1, y1 and this as x2, y2. Okay. So M2 will be y2 minus y1. y2 is 2, 2 minus 0. So 2 minus 0 divided by x2 minus x1. x2 is x minus x1 is 0. So the value of M2 will be 2 upon x. All right. So now we have the values for slope of both the given line segments, that is M1 and M2. Okay, you can see that in this diagram pi by 4 is given. So let us take tan theta here. Okay, so what is the value of 10 pi by 4? The value of 10 pi by 4 is 1. Okay. And do you know what is the formula for 10 pi by 4 when we have two different slopes? The basic formula is 10 pi by 4 is equal to mod of m1 minus m2 divided by 1 plus m1 into m2. So this is the basic formula that we will use here. Okay. So what is the value of 10 pi by 4? We know that 10 pi by 4 is 1. So 1 will be equals to m1 minus m2. What is m1? m1 is 3 by 2 minus m2. m2 is 2 by x divided by 1 plus m1 into m2. m1 is 3 by 2 into m2. m2 is 2 by x. All right. So this is the value that we have to calculate. So on further solving, 1 will be equals to mod of 3 by 2 minus 2 by x divided by 1 plus 3 into 2 is 6 upon 2x, right? Okay. Now on further solving it, we will get two different values of x. Okay. So it will be 1 is equal to 3x minus 4 divided by 2x. Okay. When we take the LCM, LCM is 2x, and in 3 x will be multiplied, and in this 2 will be multiplied. Okay. Divided by 2x plus 6 upon 2x. All right. So this 2x and 2x will be cancelled. Okay. So now we have two different values. One is equals to 3x minus 4 upon 2x plus 6. Okay. So when we will solve these values, we get two value for x. Okay. The first value is 10 and the second value is minus 2 by 5. Now why we have got two values here? See, the first value is the x coordinate for a point A dash, and the second value is the value for x for point A. Okay. You can see that we have two different points. So we have two different values. Okay. So here the values are for A dash and A. Okay. In the question it is given that two different points lie on y is equal to 2, and we have to determine the distance between those 2 points. Okay. So let us write the coordinates of A dash and A. Okay. So according to the value of x1 and x2, A dash will be minus 2 by 5 comma 2, and A will be 10 comma 2. All right. Now we have to find the distance between both these points. Here you can see that 2 is the value of y. It is already mentioned in the question that both these points lie on y is equal to 2. And for x, we have calculated the values, that is x1 and x2, right? So now let us find the distance between these 2 points. Distance between A dash and A. Do you know how to find distance between two different points? We have to use the distance formula here. What is the distance formula? Distance formula is x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square in under root. Okay, so this is the distance formula. We have 2 points for A dash and for A. So consider it as x1 and y1, and consider this as x2 and y2. Okay. So the value of x1 is minus 2 by 5. The value of y1 is 2. The value of x2 is 10 and the value of y2 is 2. So applying the distance formula here, distance between A dash and A will be under root of x2 minus x1. What is x2? 10. Minus x1 is minus 2 by 5. Okay. Square plus y2 minus y1. What is y2? 2. Minus y1. y1 is also 2. All right. So this will be equals to under root of 10 minus minus will be plus 2 by 5 square plus 2 minus 2 is 0. So 0 square. So the remaining term is 10 plus 2 by 5 square. Okay. Now after taking LCM, this will be under root of LCM is 5 and the numerator will be 50 plus 2 and its square. Okay. So it will be under root of 52 upon 5 square. Okay. Now this under root and square will be cancelled. So this will be equals to 52 upon 5. So this is the required distance between the 2 points A dash and A. So for this question, the correct answer is 52 upon 5. Okay. So the correct option is option C here. I hope you are clear with this question. In this question, the main concept or the formulas that you have to use is the formula to calculate the slope and the formula to calculate the distance between two different points. All right. So the correct option is option C here. Next question is, a wire of length 22 meter is to be cut into two pieces. One of the pieces is to be made into a square and the other into an equilateral triangle. Then the length of the side of the equilateral triangle so that the combined area of square and equilateral triangle is minimum is. This is a very interesting question. It is given that a wire of length 22 meter is cut down into two different pieces. All right. So length of wire is 22 meters. This wire is cut down into two different pieces. First piece is square and second piece is an equilateral triangle. So let us make the two pieces first. Consider this as the square. This is the first piece and the second piece is an equilateral triangle. A triangle is equilateral if all the sides of the triangle are equal. All right. So consider this as an equilateral triangle. Now, in square, there are four sides and in equilateral triangle, there are three sides. Okay. So what are the sides here? So we have to assume the sides of square and the sides of equilateral triangle. So let side of square be A and let side of the equilateral triangle be B. All right. So it has four sides. So it will be A, and A. And equilateral triangle will have three sides, B, B and B. All right. For this question, we have to calculate the length of the side of the equilateral triangle such that the combined area of square and this equilateral triangle is minimum. Okay. It means that we have to find the combined area. Okay. But before that, first, let us consider the perimeter of the square and the perimeter of the equilateral triangle. What is perimeter? Perimeter is sum of all the sides. So for square, the perimeter will be 4A. Sum of all the sides means A plus A plus A plus A, right? For equilateral triangle, the perimeter will be B plus B plus B. That is 3B. All right. We know that both these figures are made from a wire which was of length 22 meter. Means when we will combine it, the length will be 22, right? So this is an equation that we have obtained from this given question. So consider it as equation number 1. Now we have to find the combined area. Okay, what will be the combined area? Area of square plus area of the equilateral triangle. Do you know what is the formula for area of square and area of an equilateral triangle? The formula is area of square is equals to side square. And area of equilateral triangle is equals to under root of 3 by 4 into a square. What is a here? A is side. So it simply means root 3 by 4 into side square. All right. For this question, we have to calculate the area of the square and area of equilateral triangle. So first, let us calculate area of the square. The side of the square is A. All right. So what will be the area of square? Area of square will be A square because A is the side. All right. Now area of equilateral triangle. The formula is root 3 by 4 into A square. So root 3 by 4 into A square. But what is A? A is the side. But here the side of the equilateral triangle is B. Okay. So it will be B square. Now we have to find the total area. All right. So what will be the total area? It will be area of square plus area of equilateral triangle. So area of square is a square plus area of equilateral triangle is root 3 by 4 b square. Okay. Now what we have to do is we have to substitute the value of a here. See, we are given an equation 4a plus 3b is equal to 22. Okay. So the equation is 4a plus 3b is equal to 22. From this equation, we can find the value of a. All right. So 4a will be equal to 22 minus 3b. When this will go to the right hand side, it will be negative. A will be equal to 22 minus 3b divided by 4. Since this 4 is in multiplication here, so when it will go to the right hand side, it will be in the divide form. So the value of a is 22 minus 3b upon 4. We have to put the value of a in this expression. Okay. So a square means 22 minus 3b upon 4 square plus root 3 by 4 into b square. All right. This is the total area. Okay. So let the total area be equal to a. So the value of a is 22 minus 3b upon 4 square plus root 3 by 4 b square. Now the next step that we have to do is we have to differentiate this with respect to b. So on differentiating both the sides, with respect to b, we get the left hand side is a. So d by db of a is dA by dB, right? This will be equals to. Now you can see that we have a term which has a power. So do you know what is the formula to find the differentiation of x to the power n? The formula is d by dx of x to the power n is equal to n into x power n minus 1. All right. Here you can see that the value of x is 22 minus 3b upon 4. And the power means the n is 2. So d by dx of 22 minus 3b upon 4 whole square. All right. Plus d by dx of root 3 by 4 b square. Okay. So applying this formula, it will be dA upon dB is equals to. Now what will be d by dx of x to the power n? It is n into x power n minus 1. So what is n? N is 2. 2 into x. What is x? 22 minus 3b upon 4. Power n minus 1. N minus 1 means 2 minus 1. So it will be 1. Okay. You can see that we have differentiated x square. Okay. But we have to differentiate x also. What is x? X is 22 minus 3b upon 4. All right. So when we differentiate it, we can see that here 22 is a constant. So its differentiation will be 0. What are the remaining terms? Minus 3b upon 4. So d by db of minus 3b upon 4 will be minus 3 by 4. Okay. Because minus 3 by 4 will be a constant and d by db of b is 1. So its value will be minus of 3 by 4. All right. Then the next term is d by dx of root 3 by 4 into b square. Okay, you can see that here root 3 by 4 is a constant. So it will be outside. Now the remaining term is b square. Okay, it is also in the form of x to the power n. We know that d by dx of x to the power n is n into x power n minus 1. Okay, so d by dx of b square will be 2 into b power 2 minus 1. So it is 2b. All right, so it will be 2b. Now, this differentiation will be equal to 0, okay? Because this is differentiation of the area. So, it will be dA upon dB is equals to, you can see that this 2 and 4 will be cancelled. So, we have 22 minus 3b divided by 2 into minus 3 by 4 plus, again this 4 and 2 will be cancelled. So, we have root 3 by 2 into b. This is equal to 0. All right. So if this particular expression is equals to 0, then it will be dA upon dB is equals to. Okay. Now 4 into 2 is 8. All right. So it can be written as 22 minus 3b into minus 3 by 8. Okay. This 2 is multiplied with 4. So we get 8. All right. So here there is addition and root 3 by 2 into b. Okay, this is equal to 0 again. So now we have to separate both these terms. It means that 22 minus 3b into minus 3 by 8 plus root 3 by 2 into b is equal to 0. Okay, so root 3 by 2 into b will be equals to 3 by 8 into 22 minus 3b. Okay, because here there is a negative sign. When it will go to the right hand side, it will be positive. Okay, now we just have to cross multiply and we have to find the value of b here. All right. So here, when we cross multiply, cross multiplication means root 3b into 8. So root 3b into 8 will be equals to 2 into 3 into 22 minus 3b. All right. So this will be 8 root 3b is equals to 2 into 3 into 22 is 66 minus 3 into minus 3b is 9b. All right. Again, it can be written as 8 root 3b upon 2 is equal to 66 minus 9b. We have taken this 2 to the left hand side. Here it is in multiplication. So when it will go to the other side, it will be in the division form. 2 and 8 will be cancelled. So we have 4 root 3b is equal to 66 minus 9b. Okay. So now the value of b will be 66 minus 9b divided by 4 root 3. Okay. Since we need the value of b, so all the other terms will go to the right hand side. Here 4 root 3 is in multiplication. So when it will go to the right hand side, it will be in the division form. All right. And we only require the value of b. Okay. But you can see that here also there is a 9b. Okay. So b will be equals to 66 upon 9 plus 4 root 3. See, when it will go to the left hand side, it will be plus 9b. Okay. And 9 into b is in multiplication. So when it will come to the denominator, it will be 9 plus 4 root 3. So this is the value of b. What is b here? B is the side of the equilateral triangle. So for this question, the correct option is option B. I hope you are clear with this question. Next question is the domain of the function cos inverse of 2 sine inverse 1 upon 4x square minus 1 divided by pi is. So for this question, we have to simply find the domain of the given function. And we know that the function is in the form of cos inverse, right? So we are aware of the fact that domain of cos inverse is always minus 1 and 1. I hope you remember this, that the domain of cos inverse is always in minus 1 and plus 1 in the closed interval, right? Now, if we talk about the remaining part, what is the remaining part? It is 2 by pi sine inverse 1 upon 4x square minus 1. Okay. Here you can see that 2 by pi will be a constant. So if we talk about this part, which is sine inverse 1 upon 4x square minus 1. So here in this part, if we ensure this expression, okay, I have marked it. If we ensure this expression belongs to the domain of sine inverse x, it means that sine inverse of this input will lie where? Between minus pi by 2 and plus pi by 2, right? If this particular expression belongs to the domain of sine inverse, then sine inverse of 1 upon 4x square minus 1 will belongs to minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, right? But we want 2 by pi times. You can see that 2 by pi is in multiplication here, okay? So the domain for sine inverse 1 upon 4x square minus 1 is minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. But we want 2 by pi times. So what will be 2 by pi times of this? 2 by pi times means 2 by pi into minus pi by 2 and 2 by pi into plus pi by 2. Okay. So it will be minus 1 comma 1. So 2 by pi times of this will lie where? Between minus 1 and plus 1. But actually minus 1 and plus 1 is what? It is the domain for cos inverse, right? It means that the domain of this whole value is also minus 1 comma plus 1. So now what we have to do is we just have to solve for this part. What do we understand from here? See, we got that 2 by pi times of this particular expression lies between where? Minus 1 comma 1. But what is minus 1 comma 1? It is actually the domain of cos inverse, right? So what do we understand here? We understand that we have to work only on this part. 1 upon 4x square minus 1. and we have to find only the value of x for which this expression 1 upon 4x square minus 1 will lie in the domain of sine inverse. Okay, because for all those values only, this expression will lie in the domain of cos inverse, right? So what we have to do is we have to just work on this part. Okay, one thing is clear that it should be real. Okay, so 1 upon 4x square minus 1 should be real, so it should belongs to R. And if it is real, then it should not be equal to 0. It means that 4x square minus 1 should not be equal to 0. And x square should not be equal to 1 by 4. And x should not be equal to plus minus 1 by 2, right? If it is real, it will not be equal to 0 and it will not be equal to plus minus 1 by 2. This is the first restriction. Now, second restriction is that it should also lie between minus 1 and 1. Means 1 upon 4x square minus 1 should lie between where? Minus 1 and plus 1. Now we have two different parts here. Okay. First part is greater than or equal to minus 1. And second part is greater than or equal to plus 1. Okay. Means 1 is greater than or equal to 1 upon 4x square minus 1. So now we will just solve these two parts. So I'm writing it again. 1 upon 4x square minus 1 should lie between where? Minus 1 and plus 1. Okay. You can see that this is in two different parts. Okay. First part is greater than or equal to minus 1. Okay. This is the first part. So if we talk about the first part, here greater than or equal to minus 1 means its reciprocal should be less than or equal to minus 1. Now what is the reciprocal of 4x square minus 1? It will be 1 upon 4x square minus 1. But here we have 1 upon 4x square minus 1. So what is the reciprocal of 1 upon 4x square minus 1? The reciprocal is 4x square minus 1. Okay. Greater than or equal to minus 1 means its reciprocal should be less than or equal to minus 1. So its reciprocal should be less than or equals to minus 1. So from here we have 4x square is less than or equal to 0. Minus 1 plus 1 will be 0. So x is equal to 0. Okay. Now focusing on the second part. Okay. What is the second part? 1 upon 4x square minus 1 is less than or equal to 1. Okay. Less than or equal to 1 means its reciprocal is less than or equal to 1. Right. So what will be the reciprocal? Reciprocal is 4x square minus 1. It will be greater than or equal to 1. Right. So from here we have 4x square is greater than or equal to 2. 1 plus 1 will be 2. Okay, I hope that this concept is clear to you. Here the second part is 1 upon 4x square minus 1 is less than or equal to 1. So if this particular portion is less than or equals to 1, then its reciprocal will be what? It will be greater than or equal to 1, right? So 4x square minus 1 is greater than or equal to 1. This is the reciprocal. So from here we have 4x square is greater than or equal to 2. So taking 2 on the left side, it will be 4x square minus 2 is greater than or equal to 0. When we take 2 common, so what are the remaining terms? 2x square minus 1 is greater than or equal to 0. Okay. Therefore, we have two different values, which is root 2x plus 1 and root 2x minus 1 is greater than or equal to 0. These are the two factors of this given expression. Okay. So from these two factors, we will have two values for x. X will be equal to minus 1 by root 2 and x will be equal to plus 1 by root 2. So these are the two critical points. We have two different critical points. Okay. What are the points? The critical points are minus 1 upon root 2 and plus 1 upon root 2, right? We want greater than or equal to 0. Okay. So since here there are two critical points, it means everything here and everything here, right? We want this domain, right? This represents everything less than or equal to minus 1 by root 2. And this represents everything greater than or equal to 1 by root 2 along with 0 and not equal to plus minus 1 by 2. Okay, we have already seen that the first restriction was x should not be equal to plus minus 1 by 2 and it should be along with 0. Okay, because the value of x is 0, right? That is why along with 0 and not equal to plus minus 1 by 2. Okay, so you can see here we have minus 1 by root 2 and plus 1 by root 2. Okay, minus 1 by 2 and 1 by 2 is not even here. Okay, the region that we have included here, it is not even present. Okay, what is not present? minus 1 by 2 and plus 1 by 2 is not even present. So we do not need to worry about that. Okay. Just keep in mind that we have to include the region which is everything less than or equal to minus 1 by root 2 and everything greater than or equal to 1 by root 2 along with 0 and not equal to plus minus 1 by 2. Plus minus 1 by 2 is not even here. So no need to worry about that. Okay. Plus minus 1 by 2 will be here and here, which is not in our included region, right? So here we will have the answer. What is the answer? Everything that is less than or equal to minus 1 by root 2 and everything that is greater than or equal to 1 by root 2 along with 0. We have to include 0. Now, why we have to include 0 here? Because let us look at the expression. If we put x is equal to 0 here, then it will be what? Sine inverse of minus 1, right? Which is valid. So it is absolutely valid. Now, whatever the answer we get for this value, it will overall be the whole value of the domain of cos inverse x, right? So it is valid. That is why we have to include 0. So here comes the answer. Minus 1 by root 2 plus 1 by root 2 and 0. So let us look at the options. Out of all the options, we have the value in the option D. So the correct option is option D here. I hope you are clear with this question. Next question is, if the constant term in the expansion of 3x cube minus 2x square plus 5 upon x to the power 5 whole power 10 is 2 power k minus I, where I is an odd integer, then the value of k is equal to. We have to find the value of k here and an expression is given here. Expression is 3x cube minus 2x square plus 5 upon x to the power 5 whole power 10. This expression is a multinomial theorem. Do you know what is a multinomial theorem? In simple words, it describes how to expand a power of a sum in terms of powers of the terms in that sum. All right. So it is a multinomial theorem. And what is the general term for a multinomial theorem? The formula for general term is 10 factorial divided by R1 factorial into R2 factorial into R3 factorial. Okay, this is the basic formula that we have to use here. Here you can see that there are three terms, right? So first term is 3x cube. So it will be 3x cube power R1. Second term is 2x square, right? Minus of 2. So it will be minus of 2x square power R2. And third term is 5 upon x to the power 5 power R3. Okay, this is the basic rule that we have to divide R1, R2 and R3 as the powers of the different terms. Okay, so we have divided R1, R2, R3 as the power of first term, second term and third term. All right. Now there is one restriction. The restriction that you have to keep in mind is R1 plus R2 plus R3 should be equal to 10. What is 10? 10 is the index here. You can see that in the given expression, the whole power is 10. It means that the value of R1, R2 and R3 should be equal to 10 when we add all these values, right? But we do not know the values of R1, R2 and R3. Okay, so first let us find the values. Let us do one thing. The general term is 10 factorial divided by R1 factorial into R2 factorial into R3 factorial. You can see that these three terms have the constants and the variables together. So let us separate the constants and the variables. Why to separate it? Because you can see that at last we want to find the value of k, which is a constant. It is not a variable. Okay, it will have a constant value. Okay, so that is why let us separate the constants and variables from now. So separating the constant, what are the constant? 3, minus 2 and 5. So it will be 3 power R1 minus 2 power R2 and 5 power R3. Now remaining is the variable x. Okay, so x will have the power 3R1 plus 2R2 minus 5R3. All right, this will be the power of x because here there is a multiple of 3, so 3R1. Here there is 2, so 2R2. Here there is 5, so 5R3. All right. Now you can see that we have separated the constants and the variables. Okay. Now, the one thing that we have to do here is we have to equate this term with 0. Why we have to equate it with 0? Because you can see that the restriction, the first restriction is R1 plus R2 plus R3 is equal to 10. It is sum of the values of R1, R2 and R3. And here also, there is a sum of R1, R2 and R3, okay, with some multiples. So both these equations are similar. That is why we equate 3R1 plus 2R2 minus 5R3 is equal to 0, just to obtain the values of R1, R2 and R3. All right. Now, by using this both equations, we can find the value of R1, R2 and R3. How to find the value of R1, R2 and R3? We have to find the value of R1, R2 and R3 in such a way that the values should satisfy both these equations. Okay, means R1 plus R2 plus R3 should be equal to 10. And when we put the value of R1, R2 and R3 in this equation, it should be equal to 0. Okay, see, if this term is equal to 0 means x power 0. X power 0 should be equal to 1. Means the last portion should be equal to 1 because we do not need the variable. Okay, that is why we are equating this power with 0 because anything raised to 0 is 1, right? And we need the constant terms only. That is why we are eliminating this term by equating its power with 0, right? So how we will find the values that will satisfy both this equation? We have to just do some brainstorming here. We have to think of some random values that will satisfy this equations, right? And it does not require so much of thinking. Okay, you can start with simple values like 1, 2, 3, and you will easily get it. Okay, because in this type of question, very large values are not acceptable. Okay, it requires only small values. So let us think about some values. The values should have the sum equal to 10. All right. So what will be the values? Values will be 1, 6, and 3. 1 plus 6 is 7. 7 plus 3 is 10. So let this be R1, R2, and R3. Now let us check it for this equation too, right? Equation is 3R1 plus 2R2 minus 5R3 is equal to 0. 3R1 means 3 into R1. R1 is 1 plus 2R2. R2 is 6. So 2 into 6 minus 5 into R3. 5 into R3 is 3. So 3 into 1 is 3 plus 2 into 6 is 12 minus 5 into 3 is 15. 3 plus 12 is 15 minus 15 is equal to 0. So R1 is equal to 1, R2 is equal to 6 and R3 is equal to 3 is satisfying both the given equations. Now what we have to do is we have to put this in the general term. What is the general term? Let us write it again. 10 factorial divided by R1 factorial into R2 factorial into R3 factorial. 3 power 1 minus 2 power 6 and 5 power 3. Okay, and we had x to the power 0 because we have equated this term with 0. So this will be equal to 1, right? So now we have to put R1, R2 and R3. What is R1? R1 is 1. So 10 factorial divided by 1 factorial. R2 is 6. 6 factorial and R3 is 3. So 3 factorial. 3 power 1. See, substituted the values of R1, R2 and R3 here. R1 is 1, R2 is 6 and R3 is 3. You can see that it was 3 power R1. So it will be 3 power 1 minus 2 power R2. So it will be minus 2 power 6 and 5 power R3. So it will be 5 power 3. Right. So 3 power 1 is 3 only. But let us not solve this powers now. Okay. Let it be in this way. Okay. Now, what we want here is we want a constant term, and the constant term should be expressed as 2 power k minus I. Okay, means it should be expressed in the form of 2 power k. Here I is an odd integer. All right. So if we look at 3 power 1 and 5 power 3, we know that 3 and 5 are odd numbers. Okay, so it will give the answer which is odd. Okay, it means they will give the odd number. Okay, only this term minus 2 power 6, it is in the form of 2 power k, and this is contributing in giving the powers of 2, right? Now let us talk about this term, which is 10 factorial upon 6 factorial into 3 factorial. Okay, do you know in 10 factorial how many powers of 2 will be present? Because we want the terms in the form of 2 power k. So in 10 factorial, how many powers of 2 will be present? For this, we need to find the exponent of prime in 10 factorial. Okay. So let us find the exponent of prime in 10 factorial. Okay. So it will be GI of 10 by 2 plus GIF of 10 by 2 square plus GIF of 10 by 2 cube. Okay. We will have these three terms only because if we take 10 by 2 power 4, the GIF will be 0 here. Okay. So if we take the GIF of 10 by 2, it is 5. next is 2, and next is 1. So we have 8. Okay, so in 10 factorial, there are 2 power 8. Okay, means in 10 factorial, 8 powers of 2 are present. Right, now let us solve for 6 factorial and 3 factorial 2. In 6 factorial, GIF of 6 by 2 plus GIF of 6 by 2 square. So it will be what? 3 plus 1, which is equal to 4, right? Now, in 6 factorial, we can say that 4 powers of 2 is present. So 2 power 4. Similarly, let us solve it for 3 factorial. For 3 factorial, we will have a single term which is GIF of 3 by 2. Okay. So we have only one value. So we can say that in 3 factorial, we have 2 power 1. All right. Now, if we solve this 10 factorial upon 6 factorial into 3 factorial. So in 10 factorial, how many powers of 2 are present? 8. So 2 power 8. In 6 factorial, we have 2 power 4. And in 3 factorial, we have 2 power 1. All right. So this will be 2 power 8 upon 2 power 5. When base is same, then power is added. So 2 power 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 will be cancelled from 8. So it will be 2 power 3. Okay. This is a formula. Okay. This is the formula for exponent of prime in n factorial. All these values are the result of exponent of prime in n factorial. Okay. Now, listen very carefully. The value of this particular term is 2q. And we have another value, okay, which was already present, which is contributing in the terms of 2 power k, which is minus 2 power 6, right? Since the power is even, so it will be positive. So we can write it 2 power 6, right? Now you can see that this both values are in the form of 2 power k, okay? It means that the base is same in both the sides. So if base is same, power will be added, right? So it will be 2 power 3 plus 6. What is 2 power 3 plus 6? It is 9, all right? And again, the base is same. So if we compare the values of k is equal to 9 from this expression. So the value of k is 9. I hope you are clear with this question. It is a bit lengthy question, but all the concepts are very, very simple. Okay. The main concept that we used here is to find the exponent of prime in a factorial. So for this question, the value of k is 9, and hence the correct option is option D here. Next question is integral of 0 to 5 cos pi into x minus x by 2 dx, where t in the bracket denotes greatest integer less than or equal to t is equal to. So we have to find the value for the given trigonometric expression. This expression is in the integral form, and here the limits are 0 to 5. It means that x that lies inside this integral lies between 0 and 5. So we know that x lies between 0 and 5. If x lies between 0 and 5, then x by 2 will lie between 0 and 2.5, right? Because when we divide this term with 2, 0 by 2 will be 0, x by 2 is x by 2, and 5 by 2 is 2.5. So x by 2 lies between 0 and 2.5. Now, can you tell me what are the integral values that x by 2 can take? We know the range is between 0 and 2.5. Okay. So when we talk about the integral value for x by 2, from 0 to 2.5, there are 3 integral values, that is 0, 1 and 2. So these are the 3 integral values that x by 2 can take. All right. So now what we have to do in this question is we have to break this integration into 3 parts. The integration is from 0 to 5. Okay. But we have to break this integration into 3 parts. First part will be from 0 to 2. Second part will be from 2 to 4. And third part will be from 4 to 5. All right. So first let us write the given integration term. Integral of 0 to 5 cos of pi into x minus x by 2 and dx. Okay, we have to break this integration into 3 parts. First part will be from 0 to 2. Cos pi into x minus x by 2 and dx, plus second part will be from 2 to 4. Cos pi into x minus x by 2 dx, plus third part will be from 4 to 5. Again, cos pi into x minus x by 2 dx. Okay, now we have three different values for x by 2, right? So we have to put all these three values in all the given three terms. You can see that here there are three parts. This is the first part, this is the second part, and this is the third part. Okay. So the first part will be integral of 0 to 2 cos pi into x minus x by 2. What is the first value of x by 2? It is 0. So we put 0 in the first part. Again dx plus second part is integral of 2 to 4 cos pi into x minus x by 2. What is the second value for x by 2? It is 1. So we have to substitute 1 here, right? Plus third part is integral of 4 to 5 cos pi into x minus x by 2. What is the third integral value of x by 2? It is 2. So we have to put 2 in this term. All right. I hope this step is clear to you. What we have done is we have substituted the three values for x by 2 in these three different terms. In the first term, we have substituted x by 2 is equal to 0. In the second term, we have substituted x by 2 is equal to 1. And in the third term, we have substituted x by 2 is equal to 2. Because we know that 0, 1 and 2 are the only integral values that x by 2 can take. All right. So on further simplifying it, this will be integral of 0 to 2 cos pi into x minus 0 is x. So pi into x is pi x and dx plus integral of 2 to 4 cos pi into x minus 1 will be pi x minus pi dx plus integral of 4 to 5 cos pi into x minus 2 will be pi x minus 2 pi dx. Okay. So now you can see that we have splitted this integral in three different parts and then we have substituted the values of x by 2. After this, we get this three terms. Okay. So when we further open this brackets, then this will be equals to integral of 0 to 2 cos pi x dx plus integral of 4 to 5. I am writing the last term first. Okay. Cos pi x dx minus integral of 2 to 4 cos pi x dx. Okay. So now what we have to do is we have to just perform the integration. But before that, we need to understand what is the basic formula that we have to use here. The basic formula is integral of cos 2x dx. Do you know what is the integral of cos 2x dx? It is equals to sine 2x upon 2 plus c, where c is a constant. You can see that all the given terms are in the form of cos 2x. In place of 2x, we have pi x. Here also cos pi x, and here also there is cos pi x. So the formula that we have to use here is integral of cos 2x is equal to sine 2x upon 2. So for the first term, integral of cos pi x will be sine pi x divided by pi, right? In the place of 2, we have pi. And the limits are 0 to 2. Then the second term is again integral of cos pi x dx. So it will be sine pi x divided by pi. Here the limits are 4 to 5. Then third term is in negative sign, right? So for the negative sign, minus integral of 2 to 4 cos pi x dx. So for this term also we have to find the integration, right? So we have sine pi x divided by pi and the limits are 0 to 2 plus sine pi x divided by pi and the limits are 4 to 5 minus integral of cos pi x. It will be again sine pi x divided by pi and here the limits are 2 to 4. We have used the formula for integral of cos 2x dx. In the place of 2x, we have pi x. All right. So now we have to just apply the limits here. All right. So this will be sine 2 pi divided by pi minus, when we put 0, the whole term will be 0, right? Plus sine 5 pi divided by pi minus sine 4 pi divided by pi. All right. Minus again sine 4 pi divided by pi minus sine 2 pi divided by pi. So this will be equals to sine 2 pi divided by pi plus sine 5 pi minus sine 4 pi is sine pi divided by pi. Okay. And here with pi we have 1. Okay. Minus sine 4 pi minus sine 2 pi is sine 2 pi divided by pi. All right. Now here we have to notice one simple thing, which is we have the trigonometric function sine. Okay. There is a very basic concept that sine of integral multiple of pi is always 0. So you have to remember this concept that sine of integral multiple of pi is always 0. We can see that the trigonometric term here is sine and we have the integral multiple of pi. Okay. In every term we have 2 pi, 5 pi, 4 pi, 4 pi and 2 pi. So all these are the integral multiple of pi. So its value will be 0. So the first term is 0, second term will be 0 and the last term will be also 0. So finally this will be equal to 0. Okay. The basic concept that we have used here is sine of integral multiple of pi is always 0. So I hope you are clear with this question. For this question, the correct option is option D, that is 0. Next question is, let PQ be a focal chord of the parabola y square is equal to 4x such that it subtends an angle of pi by 2 at the point 3, 0. Let the line segment PQ be a focal chord of the ellipse E, which is x square upon a square plus y square upon b square is equal to 1 and a square is greater than b square. If E is the eccentricity of the ellipse E, then the value of 1 upon E square is equal to. So for this question, we have to find the value of 1 upon E square. But first, let us understand the diagram of this question. All right. So we have to make the coordinate axis first. It is given that there is a parabola which is y square is equals to 4x. So let us make a parabola. Consider this as the parabola, right? It is also given that PQ is a focal chord of the parabola. So let us make a focal chord. Let this be PQ. And we know that a focal chord is a line that passes through the focus. It means that this point is focus. All right. So what is focus here? It is 1, 0. Further, it is given that it subtends an angle of pi by 2 at the point 3, 0. What is pi by 2? Pi by 2 means 90 degree. So the focal chord makes an angle of 90 degree at the point 3, 0. So both these chords makes an angle of 90 degree, right? And this is the point which is 3, 0. This angle is 90 degree. Let us name this point as R. All right. Here the focus is 1, 0. And we know that focus is always represented as a, 0. So the value of a is 1. All right. Now listen very carefully. In this type of questions, we have two extremities. That is the extremity of point 1 and the extremity of point P. Here we have 2 points for the focal chord, which is P and Q. So if we talk about one extremity, which is of point P, then it will be 80 square, 280. All right. And if we talk about the other extremity of point, what will be the other extremity of point? It is Q. So other extremity of point will be a upon t square, minus 2a upon t. So this is the extremity for point P and this is the extremity for point Q. All right. We have a is equal to 1. So if a is 1, then what will be P and Q? The coordinates of P will be 1 into t square is t square. 2 into 1 into t. A is 1, right? So 2t. The coordinates of Q will be 1 upon t square because a upon t square is 1 upon t square minus 2 into a upon t. A is 1. So minus 2 into 1 upon t is minus 2 upon t. So let us write the coordinates. Coordinates of P are t square and 2t, and the coordinates of Q are 1 upon t square and minus 2 upon t. All right. So now we have the coordinates of both these points. You can see that it is given PQ is the code that makes 90 degree at the point 3, 0 and R is that point. So we can say that the angle between the lines PR and QR is 90 degree, right? The angle between the lines PR and QR is 90 degree. And since the angle between the lines is 90 degree, it means that product of their slopes will be equal to -1. This is the very basic concept. If two lines intersect at a point and they make an angle of 90 degree, then product of their slopes is always equal to -1. It means that product of slope of PR and slope of QR is equal to -1. So slope of PR multiplied by slope of QR is equal to -1. So for this, we need to find the value of slope for both the lines PR and QR, right? What is the formula to find the slope? The formula is slope is equals to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Okay, so firstly, we have to find the slope of PR. Okay, so for slope of PR, we require 2 points, which is P and R. What are the coordinates of P? T square and 2t. And what are the coordinates of R? R is the point where 90 degrees made. So the coordinates of R is 3, 0, right? Consider this as x1, y1 and this as x2, y2. So according to the formula, y2 minus y1. y2 is 2t minus y1. What is y1? 0. Divided by x2 minus x1. x2 is t square. x1 is 3. Okay. So slope of PR is 2t divided by t square minus 3. All right. Similarly, let us calculate the slope for QR. Okay. Slope for QR, we require 2 points Q and R. What are the coordinates of Q? The coordinates of Q are 1 upon t square and minus 2 upon t, right? So 1 upon t square and minus 2 upon t. And the coordinates of R are 3, 0. Again, considering it as x1 and y1 and considering this as x2 and y2. So what will be the slope? Slope is y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. Okay. So it will be minus 2 by t minus y1. What is y1? y1 is 0 divided by x2. x2 is 1 upon t square minus x1. x1 is 3. All right. So this will be minus 2 by t divided by 1 by t square minus 3. All right. So now you can see that we have the values for both the slopes of PR and QR. We know that their product is equal to -1. So let us do the product. What is slope of PR? It is 2t upon t square minus 3 multiplied by slope of QR. What is slope of QR? Minus 2 by t divided by 1 upon t square minus 3. This is equal to -1, right? Now, what we have to do is we have to simply take the LCM and simplify these values. Okay. And after that, when we simplify LHS, we have to cross multiply. So when we solve this whole part, we get an equation which is t to the power 4 plus 1 minus 2t square. Okay. We get this value equal to 0. All right. So this value can be also written as t square minus 1 whole square. Okay, because what is t square minus 1 whole square? It is in the form of a minus b whole square. It is equal to a square plus b square minus 2ab. Okay, so the value of a is t square minus the value of b is 1. So it will be a square. What is the square of t square? Square of t square will be t to the power 4 plus b square. B is -1. So -1 square is 1 minus 2ab. 2ab means 2 into a into b. So 2 into a, what is a? T square into b. What is b? 1. So it will be minus 2t square. Okay. It means that t square minus 1 whole square is equal to t to the power 4 plus 1 minus 2t square. Okay. So in place of this, we can write t square minus 1 whole square, right? So this is equal to 0. So from here, the value of t will be 1. Okay. Now, since we have the value of t, we can find the coordinates of p and q. Okay. What is the coordinates of p? It is t square comma 2t. And what are the coordinates of q? 1 upon t square and minus 2 upon t. All right. So when t is 1, the coordinates of p will be 1 square. 1, 2 into 1, 2. The coordinates of q will be 1 upon t square. What is t? 1. So 1 upon 1 will be 1. Minus 2 upon t will be minus 2. Okay. You can see that for both p and q, the x coordinate is same, which is 1 and 1. And here comes a very, very simple concept that if for two extremities, x coordinate is same, it means that both PQ is perpendicular to the x-axis, right? This is the coordinate of P and this is the coordinate of Q. Here x coordinate is 1 for both P and Q. It means that PQ is perpendicular to x-axis, all right? And here x coordinate of P and Q is aligned with the focus. You can see that the x coordinate of P and Q is aligned with the focus. It means that PQ is acting as a lattice rectum for the ellipse, all right? So here x coordinate of P and Q is aligned with focus. It means that PQ is the lattice rectum for ellipse. All right. Since PQ is the lattice rectum, it means that it will be equal to the formula for lattice rectum, right? What is the formula for lattice rectum? Do you know how we calculate a lattice rectum? The formula for length of lattice rectum is 2b square upon a. Since PQ is the lattice rectum, so PQ will be equal to 2b square upon a. Now what is PQ? PQ is the distance from point P to Q. So we need to first calculate PQ. Okay. What are the coordinates of P? The coordinates of P are 1, 2. The coordinates of Q are 1, minus 2. Okay. How do we find the distance between 2 points? We have to use the distance formula. What is the distance formula? Distance formula is under root of x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. All right. I'm writing it downside. All right. So under root of x2 minus x1 square plus under root of y2 minus y1 square. So when we use this formula for PQ, let us consider these points as x1, y1, x2 and y2. So under root of x2 minus x1, what is x2? 1 minus x1. x1 is also 1. x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1. What is y2? Minus 2. Minus y1. What is y1? 2. So minus 2 whole square. So 1 minus 1 will be 0. Okay. Remaining term is minus 2 minus 2. What is minus 2 and minus 2? It is minus 4 whole square. So it will be under root of 16, which is equal to 4. So the value of PQ is 4. Now let us substitute the value here. So 4 will be equal to 2b square upon a. Okay. So from here, we can say that b square will be equal to 4a upon 2. This will be cancelled. So b square is equal to 2a, right? The value of b square is 2a. Now, in this question, focus is given to us. But how do we find the coordinates of the focus? Do you know? Coordinates of focus are plus minus AE comma 0. Okay. We have focus which is 1 comma 0. It means that AE is equal to 1 and E is equal to 1 upon A. When we compare both this value, AE is equal to 1. So E is equal to 1 upon A. Now we have to use the relation for eccentricity. What is the relation for eccentricity? The relation is B square is equal to A square into 1 minus E square. All right. So when we use this relation, we know that the value of B square is what? It is 2A. All right. The value of B square is 2A. Okay. So let us substitute this value. 2A is equal to a square into 1 minus e square. All right. So 2a will be equal to a square into 1 is a square minus a square into e square is a square e square. All right. So 2a will be equal to a square minus this a square into e square can be written as ae whole square, right? So writing it as ae whole square. Okay. Because we have the value of ae. Okay. That is why we are writing it in this form. So 2a will be equal to a square minus 1 square. What is the value of ae? It is 1. All right. So 2a will be equal to a square minus 1, right? And a square will be equal to 1 plus 2a. Okay. And similarly, for this equation, which is b square is equal to a square into 1 minus e square. Okay. We have a square is equal to 1 plus 2a. Okay. So when we simplify this term, we can write a is equal to 1 plus root 2, right? So the value of a is what? It is 1 plus root 2. Okay. So now again, we know that the relationship for eccentricity is e square is equal to 1 minus b square upon a square. Okay. So let us substitute the value of b square and a square. Okay. A is 1 plus root 2. So a square will be 1 plus root 2 whole square. Here we have to use the formula for a plus b whole square, which is a square plus b square plus 2ab. So a is 1 and b is root 2. A square is 1. B square means root 2 square. 2 plus 2ab. 2 into root 2 into 1. So 2 root 2. So it will be 3 plus 2 root 2, right? So e square will be 1 minus. What is b square? B square is 2a divided by a square. What is a square? It is 3 plus 2 root 2, right? Now here also we have to substitute the value of a. So e square will be 1 minus 2 into a. What is a? A is 1 plus root 2 divided by 3 plus 2 root 2. So e square will be equal to 1 minus 2 into 1 is 2 plus 2 into root 2 is 2 root 2 divided by 3 plus 2 root 2. All right. So e square will be, when we take the LCM here, so it will be 3 plus 2 root 2 minus 2 plus 2 root 2 divided by LCM is 3 plus 2 root 2. All right. So here 3 minus 1 is 2. All right. And this will be 3 minus 2 is 1. Okay. And this 2 root 2 will be also negative, because you can see that if we take the LCM, this is the negative sign, right? So it will be minus 2 root 2. So plus 2 root 2 and minus 2 root 2 will be cancelled. So we have e square is equal to 3 minus 1 is 2. But 3 minus 2, okay, the numbers are 3 minus 2 is 1 divided by 3 plus 2 root 2. This is the value of e square. Okay. What is the value of e square? 1 upon 3 plus 2 root 2. But in the question, we have to find 1 upon e square. Okay. So if e square is equal to 1 upon 3 plus 2 root 2, so its reciprocal, which is 1 upon e square, will be 3 plus 2 root 2, right? So for this question, the value of 1 upon e square is 3 plus 2 root 2. Hence, the correct option is option B here. I hope you are clear with this question. Next question is a very, very interesting question. Let the tangent of the circle C1, x square plus y square is equal to 2 at the point M minus 1 comma 1 intersect the circle C2, x minus 3 whole square plus y minus 2 whole square is equal to 5 at two distinct points A and B. If the tangents to C2 at the points A and B intersect at M, then the area of the triangle A and B is equal to. To understand this question, first we need to understand the basic diagram. Okay. Without diagram, we cannot understand this question. There are two circles. It is very clear, C1 and C2. Okay. So the first circle is C1. Let this be the first circle. All right. Now it is given that a tangent is passed through it at the point minus 1 comma 1. Okay. So there is a tangent to this circle at the point minus 1 comma 1. This is the point M. All right. Now it intersects another circle, which is C2, at two distinct points A and B. Okay. So this line which is the tangent to the first circle C1, it is intersecting the second circle, okay, at two different points. So let's make the second circle. Let this be second circle. It is intersecting at 2 points A and B. All right. Then if the tangents to C2 at a point A and B intersect at N, now we have to find the tangents of C2. C2 is the second circle. Okay. So let us make the tangents of this circle. The tangents will be somehow in this way, right? The tangents of this intersects at the point N, right? And here there is a center of this circle, right? So let us join it with A and B, right? This is the center. Now you can see that second circle have the equation x minus 3 whole square plus y minus 2 whole square is equal to 5. So it is very clear that this is the value of r square. So r is what? R is the radius, which is root 5. So radius of this circle is root 5. Okay. And what is the center? Center will be 2 comma 3. Okay. Center is minus g comma minus f. So it will be 2 comma 3. All right. Now, let us draw a perpendicular, okay, on this line. So, if we draw a perpendicular, then it will also intersect up to what? Up to N, okay. So, it will be intersecting up to this point. And this is forming a 90-degree angle, right? Let us name it as P. So, I hope the diagram is clear to you, okay. Now, let us solve this question, okay. Firstly, the equation of tangent is given for circle 1, which is x square plus y square is equal to 2. Okay, and it is intersecting at the point minus 1 comma 1, right? So from here we can say that what will be the equation of tangent? Equation of tangent will be equal to x into x1 plus y into y1 is equal to 2. Okay, this is the form that you have to remember it. Okay, now what is x1? X1 is the first point, which is minus 1. So x into minus 1 plus y into y1. Y1 is the second point, which is 1. So it will be equals to 2. So we have minus x plus y is equal to 2, or y will be equal to x plus 2. And if we take all the terms on one side, then it will be x minus y plus 2 is equal to 0, right? Now, you can see that a triangle is formed here, which is ANB. We have to find the area of this triangle. You can see that it is given in the question that find the area of A and B. Okay, I hope the diagram is clear to you. For the first circle, this line is acting as a tangent. And for the second circle, this line is intersecting at 2 points of the circle. Okay, means for the first circle, this particular line is a tangent. And for the second circle, it is just an intersecting line. All right. So how we will calculate the area of this triangle? It is very simple. In this triangle, if we find the value of AN and BN and the angle 2 theta, okay, where is angle 2 theta? Here there is 2 theta. This is theta and theta, okay. So if we find this angle and if we find the values of AN and BN, then we can easily find the area, because what is the formula of area? Area of triangle is half into A into B into sine 2 theta, right? What is A? A and B are the adjacent sides. And here the adjacent sides are AN and BN. So if we calculate the value of AN and BN and we find 2 theta, then we can easily calculate the area, right? So we have center as 2 and 3. Okay. And from the center, we have drawn a perpendicular. Okay. We have drawn a perpendicular on the line x minus y plus 2 is equal to 0. This is the line x minus y plus 2 is equal to 0, right? So we have drawn a perpendicular from center to this line, which is the tangent for first circle. Okay, this line is the tangent for first circle. Okay, then we can easily find the perpendicular distance of center. Okay, what is the perpendicular distance of center? OP. Okay, so from here OP will be equal to 3 by root 2, right? Now what is AP? If we consider the triangle OPA, okay, there is a triangle OPA. So in OPA, AP is the base, right? So let us use Pythagoras theorem here. What is Pythagoras theorem? Hypotenuse square is equal to perpendicular square plus base square. What is hypotenuse here? Hypotenuse is OA. Okay. So OA square is equal to what is perpendicular? OP square plus base. Base is what? AP square. We want the value of AP square. So AP square will be equals to under root of OA square minus OP square, right? What is the value of OA? OA is the radius. So let us substitute it. AP square will be equals to under root of OA square means root 5 into root 5. It will be 5 minus OP square. What is OP? OP is 3 upon root 2. So OP square will be 9 upon 2, right? So what will be the value of AP? AP will be equals to under root of, see here it will not be square, okay, because the square has already gone to the right hand side in the form of square root, okay. So AP will be under root of 5 minus 9 by 2. If we take the LCM, it will be 2. 5 into 2 is 10 minus 9. So what will be the value of AP? It will be 1 upon root 2, right? Now, let us focus on the diagram again. We know that here the AN is a tangent to circle C2, okay? And we know that whenever a tangent is made for a circle, it forms an angle of 90 degree, okay? Means here there is an angle of 90 degree, okay? Now, if we let this angle as theta, then the remaining angle will be 90 minus theta, okay? Because this total is 90. So if this angle is theta, then remaining will be 90 minus theta, all right? Now, consider the triangle OAP. Okay, so consider triangle OAP. In this triangle, let us take tan theta. Okay, what is tan theta? Tan theta is perpendicular upon base. Because we know the values of perpendicular and base, that is why we are taking tan theta. Okay, so tan theta is equals to perpendicular upon base. What is perpendicular in OAP? The perpendicular is OP and base is AP, right? So OP divided by AP. Okay, now we have to put values. What is OP? The value of OP is 3 by root 2. We have already found it. So 3 by root 2 divided by AP. What is AP? 1 by root 2. Root 2 and root 2 will be cancelled. So it will be equal to 3. So we can say that tan theta is equal to 3. Okay. What is tan theta again? Tan theta is perpendicular upon base. Okay. So if we have the value of tan theta, we can find sin theta and cos theta, right? So consider a right angle triangle. Tan theta is perpendicular upon base. Means this is 3 and this is 1. Okay. Now, what will be hypotenuse? It will be under root of 3 square plus 1 square, which is what? Under root of 9 plus 1, which is under root of 10. So this is root 10. Okay. Now, what is sin theta? Sin theta is perpendicular upon hypotenuse. So perpendicular is 3. Hypotenuse is root 10. So sin theta is 3 by root 10. Similarly, cos theta. What will be cos theta? Cos theta will be 1 upon root 10, which is base upon hypotenuse. All right. Now we have the value of sin theta and cos theta. Okay. But in order to calculate area of triangle, we need sin 2 theta, right? So we have to use the formula for sin 2 theta. Do you know what is sin 2 theta? Sin 2 theta is 2 sin theta into cos theta. It is a very, very basic formula. Okay. Sin 2 theta is equal to 2 sin theta into cos theta. So let us find value 2 into sin theta. What is sin theta? 3 upon root 10 into cos theta. What is cos theta? 1 upon root 10. So it will be 2 into 3 divided by root 10 into root 10 is 10, right? So it will be 1 and 5. So 3 divided by 5. This is the value of sin 2 theta, right? Now, if we look at the triangle, what is the triangle APN? Okay, if we look at this triangle and if we have sin theta is what? Perpendicular upon hypotenuse. So it means that perpendicular is what? AP upon AN. So we have the ratio of AP and AN, right? So if we consider the triangle APN, what is sin theta? We have the value of sin theta. It is 3 upon root 10. Sin theta is perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Okay. So in APN, the perpendicular is AP and the hypotenuse is AN. Okay. So it means that this will be equals to AP upon AN. It means 3 by root 10 is equal to AP upon AN. If we cross multiply, then we have 3AN is equal to AP into root 10. All right. Cross multiplying means 3 into AN and root 10 into AP. So what will be AN? AN will be AP into root 10 divided by 3. Okay, we know the value of AP. We have calculated AP, right? What is AP? 1 upon root 2. So let us put it here. So an will be equal to 1 upon root 2 into root 10 divided by 3. Okay, so it will be what? 1 upon root 2 into root 10 divided by 3. So it will be equals to root 5 by 3. All right, so the value of an is root 5 by 3. What is an? An is a tangent. Okay, we know that both the tangents will be equal. An and bn are the equal tangents. So if an is root 5 by 3, then bn will be also root 5 by 3 because both are the tangents to a circle, right? So both tangents will be equal. Now we have all the values. So let us calculate the area of the triangle. Area of triangle. We know that it is 1 by 2 into A into B into sine 2 theta. Okay. What is A? A is an adjacent side. So let it be AN and let B be BN. AN and BN are the adjacent sides, right? Into sine 2 theta. What is the value of AN? It is root 5 by 3. What is the value of BN? It is root 5 by 3, right? And what is the value of sine 2 theta? Let us look at, we found that sine 2 theta is equal to 3 by 5, right? So multiplied by 3 by 5. Now it will be 1 by 2 into root 5 is 5 divided by 3 into 3 is 9 into 3 by 5, right? 3 ones are 3, 3 threes are 9. 5 and 5 will be cancelled. So we have 1 upon 2 into 3, which is equal to 1 upon 6. So the area is 1 upon 6 square units. Okay. So for this question, the correct answer is 1 by 6. The area of the triangle A and B is 1 by 6. Hence, the correct option is option C. I hope you are clear with this question. In this type of question, all you have to do is you have to just understand the basic diagram. If the diagram is clear to you, then you can easily solve this question. Okay. And also, the main formula that we have used here is equation of tangent. It is x into x1 plus y into y1 is equal to 2. All right. So I hope you are clear with this question. Next question is, let the mean and the variance of 5 observations x1, x2, x3, x4 and x5 be 24 by 5 and 194 by 25 respectively. If the mean and variance of the first 4 observations are 7 by 2 and a respectively, then 4a plus x5 is equal to. We have to find the value for 4a plus x5, and in this question, 2 different values are given. We have the mean of first 5 observation and the mean of first 5 observation is 24 upon 5. Variance of first 5 observations is 194 upon 25. Again, mean of first 4 observations is 7 by 2 and variance of first 4 observations is a. And we have to calculate 4a plus x5. Okay. So firstly, let us use all the values that are given in the question. That is mean and variance of first 5 observations and first 4 observations. All right. So do you know what is the basic formula to calculate mean and variance? Mean is always denoted as x bar. It is equal to sum of all the observations divided by total number of observations. Now comes variance. Variance is simply the sum of the square of all the observations divided by total number of observations. Minus mean square. What is mean? Mean is x bar. All right. So the basic formula for variance will be summation of xi square divided by total number of observation. What is total number of observation? It is n. Minus mean. Mean is denoted as x bar. So mean square. So this is the basic formula for variance. All right. Now let us read the question again. It is given that mean of 5 observations is 24 upon 5. What is mean? Mean is the sum of all the observation upon total number of observations. So mean of 5 observations will be sum of all the observations. What are the observations? Observations are x1, x2, x3, x4 and x5 divided by total number of observation. Total numbers are 5, so divided by 5. But the value of mean of 5 observations is already given in the question, which is equals to 24 upon 5. It means that both these values will be equal, right? Now this 5 and 5 will be cancelled. So we have x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus x4 plus x5 is equal to 24. Consider it as equation number 1. All right. Now, let us calculate the second mean. What is the second mean? Mean of the first 4 observations. The first 4 observations will be x1, x2, x3 and x4. So, mean of first 4 observations will be x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus x4 divided by 4. Here the total number of observations are 4. All right. Now the value of mean of first 4 observations is also given in the question, which is 7 by 2. It means that x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus x4 divided by 4 is equals to 7 by 2. All right. Now let us cross multiply. Okay, cross multiplying means 2 will be multiplied with x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus x4 and 4 will be multiplied with 7. All right. So 2 into x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus x4 is equal to 4 into 7 is 28. All right. So x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus x4 will be equal to 28 divided by 2. 28 by 2 is 14, right? So consider it as equation number 2. You can see that in first equation and in second equation, there is only a difference of one term. In the second equation, x5 is not present, and in the first equation, x5 is present. Okay. We have the value for x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus x4. It is 14. So let us do one thing. Let us put the value of x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus x4 in equation number 1. What is the value of x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus x4? It is 14. Okay, you can see the equation number 2. So when we put this value in equation 1 is present here. So x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus x4 becomes 14 plus next term is x5 is equal to 24, right? So x5 will be 24 minus 14. What is 24 minus 14? It is 10. So now we have the value for x5. x5 is 10. Okay. See why we have substituted this value, because in the question you can see we have to find the value for 4a plus x5. So we have the value for one term, which is x5. Now we have to find 4a. So for that we need to calculate the value of a. Okay. See, now we have calculated the mean of 5 observations and the mean of first 4 observations. But one more thing is given in the question, and that is variance of 5 observations and variance of first 4 observations. Okay, so first let us calculate the variance of 5 observations. What is the formula for variance? It is summation of xi square divided by n minus x bar square. X bar is the mean, n is the total number of elements, and xi square means the square of all the observations. Okay, we have to perform the sum of square of all the observations. So the 5 observations are x1, x2, x3, x4 and x5. Okay, so summation will be x1 square plus x2 square plus x3 square plus x4 square plus x5 square divided by n. N is the total number of observations. So here it is 5 minus x bar square. See, here we have to put the value of mean of 5 observations, right? Because we are calculating the variance of 5 observations. So for this, we need the mean of 5 observations. What is the mean of 5 observations? It is already given in the question. It is 24 by 5. So minus of 24 by 5 square. Now let us solve this further. Okay, it will be x1 square plus x2 square plus x3 square plus x4 square plus x5 square divided by 5 minus 24 square. What is 24 square? It is 576 divided by 5 square. It will be 25. All right. So this is the value of variance of 5 observations. But again, in the question, the value of variance of 5 observations is given. Okay. What is the value of variance of 5 observations? The variance of 5 observations is 194 upon 25. It means that this whole value will be equal to 194 upon 25, right? Now let us do one thing. X1 square plus x2 square plus x3 square plus x4 square plus x5 square divided by 5 will be equal to 194 divided by 25 minus 576 divided by 25. Okay, we have taken this term to the right hand side. So it will be positive. All right. Here in the left hand side, it was negative. So when it will go to the right hand side, it will be positive. Now, x1 square plus x2 square plus x3 square plus x4 square plus x5 square will be equal to 5 into 194 upon 25 plus 576 upon 25. This 5 is present in the denominator here. When it will be going to the right hand side, it will be in the form of multiplication. All right. So x1 square plus x2 square plus x3 square plus x4 square plus x5 square is equal to 5 into. You can see that the denominator is same. So we have to add the numerator. What is numerator? 194 plus 576. So it is 770. All right. Now, when we divide 770 and 25, okay, we get the answer in decimal. So let us do one thing. Let us cancel this 5 with 25. All right. Now, we can easily divide 770 with 5. So 770 divided by 5 gives 154. Okay. So this value is 154. So now we can write x1 square plus x2 square plus x3 square plus x4 square plus x5 square is equal to 154. Consider it as equation number 3rd. All right. So we have formed the equation here, right? But again, we have to calculate one more value. What is the last value that is given in the question? The last value is variance of first 4 observations. Okay. So let us calculate variance of first 4 observations. Again, the formula will be summation of xi square divided by n minus x bar square. X bar will be the mean of first 4 observations. Okay. We are talking about the variance of first 4 observations. It means that we have to perform the sum of squares of first 4 observations. So summation will be x1 square plus x2 square plus x3 square plus x4 square divided by n. Here n is 4. Okay. Because we are calculating the variance for 4 observations minus x bar square. What is x bar here? X bar is the mean of first 4 observations. So what is the mean of first 4 observations? It is already given in the question that mean of first 4 observations is 7 by 2. It means that here the value of mean will be 7 by 2 and its square, right? So it will be x1 square plus x2 square plus x3 square plus x4 square divided by 4 minus 7 square is 49. 2 square is 4. All right. I hope you are clear with this. But again, the value of variance of first observations is also given in the question. You can see that it is given that variance of first 4 observations is A. What is the value of variance of first 4 observations? It is A. It means that this whole term will be equal to A. So now we have x1 square plus x2 square plus x3 square plus x4 square divided by 4 minus 49 by 4 is equal to A. Okay. Now we know the value of x1 square plus x2 square plus x3 square plus x4 square. Okay. How do we know its value? See, we have formed the equation. Okay. What was the equation? The equation is equation number 3rd. Here you can see that we can easily find the value for the first 4 terms because we know the value of x5 square, right? Firstly, let us write this equation. What is equation number third? X1 square plus x2 square plus x3 square plus x4 square plus x5 square is equal to 154. Now put the value of x5. What is the value of x5? We have calculated the value of x5, right? x5 is 10. So let us put it, okay? So x5 is 10. So it will be x1 square plus x2 square plus x3 square plus x4 square plus x5 square. x5 square means 10 square. It will be equal to 154. So x1 square plus x2 square plus x3 square plus x4 square will be equal to 154 minus 10 square. What is 10 square? It is 100. So this value will be equal to 54. So the value of first four terms is 54. Okay, so we can substitute the value here. X1 square plus x2 square plus x3 square plus x4 square is 54 divided by 4 minus 49 divided by 4 is equal to A. Now the denominator is same. It means that 54 minus 49 divided by 4 is equal to A. All right. So 54 minus 49 is 5. 5 by 4 is equal to A. It means that the value of A is 5 by 4. Okay. Now we have to calculate the value of our expression, that is 4A plus x5. Okay. 4A means 4 into A. Okay. So 4 into A. What is the value of A? A is 5 by 4 plus x5. What is the value of x5? We have just seen the value. x5 is 10. So let us substitute this value. 10. 4 and 4 will be cancelled. So remaining terms will be 5 plus 10, which is equal to 15. So this is the value for 4A plus x5. So in this way, we have to solve this question. Okay. It was a very simple question because all the values are already given in the question. All you have to do is you have to just remember the basic formula to calculate the mean and variance. Then easily by substituting some values, you can find the value of A and x5 here, and after finding that value you can find the value for the last term, that is 4A plus x5. So here the value of 4A plus x5 is 15. So for this question the correct option is option B here. I hope you are clear with this question.